Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I am your tarot reader, Stephanie, and today we have your November tarot forecast. So we're going to see what is going to be happening for you in the month of November. We are doing the three-part tarot with your general, love, relationship, and career and finance. So we have 5 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have honey calcite and ivy. Pile 2, we have black tourmaline and dandelion. Pile 3, we have red calcite and mushroom. Pile 4, we have flower agate and blackthorn. And pile 5, we have this combination of pyrite and quartz and the poppy. So take a few deep breaths, think about your month of November, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the ivy card or the honey calcite, then we have a reading here for you about your month of November. What is awaiting for you in the beautiful month of November? And what surprises are in store? We're doing the 3-part tarot, which is general, love, relationships, and career finance. I'm getting a very, God, what's the word? I want to say laissez-faire, but I feel like I'm using that wrong here. This is very much my pile of people who just take things as they are. You kind of, it's very nonchalant. It's very, I don't care what happens. Let's just see what November has in store. And there's 2 different ways of interpreting that. Either you've just had a long ass year and you're just ready for November so that you can get to December and the year will be over. Or you've got so much going on that you're just like, I'm done. Like, I feel this energy of, I'm done trying to control everything. I'm done trying to figure everything out. Let's just, there's a sense of not giving up, but it's kind of like you're just like, whatever, you know, a lot of you are just like, whatever. And I usually get that from people who have tried really hard in the past, whether recent or further away. Well, see, something just fell to the floor. Like you tried to keep things in check, to keep things in order, but it's like, I don't know, some of you, you're just kind of tired. So you're letting the universe take care of you. Or some of you, you're just not willing to fight back, whatever this may be. And why this is, I'm not sure. But that's the energy I'm getting for a lot of you. So let's go ahead and get your oracles and then we'll go into the tarot to see what the beautiful month of November has in store for you. And I have my beautiful cempasúchil floral arrangements here. These are fake, but I was doing them the Dia de los Muertos readings earlier, and I was like, you know what? I only use these once a year. Let me use them for the November readings as well. We have esqueleto, which is skeleton, which makes sense. It's like this is bare bones energy. You're down to basics. You're down to like the bare minimum. So I'm getting that. There's also the skeleton of a little pet here. So some of you could be spending time with pets, or animals could be very therapeutic for you. Ivy in general makes me think of something very stubborn, because if you've ever seen ivy grow, it just grows and grows and grows. Like it'll grow on the side of buildings where it's like, does it make sense to grow there? No, there's no soil, but it keeps growing, and to the point where it turns and twists around, and it's beautiful. But for some of you, you might be feeling a little suffocated this month of I don't know, over a certain situation, or maybe there's just a lot on your plate. We have 2 more cards. Los Santos, the saints. I'm hearing martyrdom, like you could be overgiving or just doing too much in a situation that is not giving back. And then we have Corona de Flores, which is a flower crown. And I'm thinking of the crown chakra. Some of you are not tuned into enlightenment as much this month, or it's becoming difficult to do so. It's kind of like maybe you're finding it hard to keep the faith, is what I'm hearing. Like having faith that things will work out or that things will be fine. It's, I don't know, for some of you, pile 1, I really do send a lot of my love out to you, because I don't like to see anybody in this energy, but I feel like for some of you, you've tried, or you just have a lot going on and you're kind of on autopilot. Let's get more cards for you to see what else is going on in November. Lots of 30s here. We have 35, 39, 38. Some of you could be in your 30s. And then we have number 12. So the 12th of November could be important. We have duality, many meanings, many meanings and misunderstanding. 36. Interesting. 35, 36, 38, 39. So some of you, this feels a little bit like overstimulation, but duality makes me feel like you're misunderstanding certain situations, or you could be going through some sort of energy where it feels like a Mercury retrograde, and I'm not sure if we're going to have one in November. I know we have one coming up because there's 3 every year, and we've already gone through 2. Healing Earth, the power to give and receive healing. Yeah, some of you, you just need a little bit of healing. You just need, and nothing crazy, nothing big. It's more like replenishment. I feel like some of you need a moment of replenishment, some time away from everything and everyone so that you can focus on yourself, because it's kind of like you're overstimulated. You are doing far too much. And what this is causing you to do is become, I guess, apathetic would be the word, or lack of, yeah, it's like you finding it hard to care about certain things when you haven't had enough time to care about yourself. And why this is, I'm not sure. I want to know what it is that you, like, what is taking or draining your energy. We have Whiskey 41. Life should be sipped slowly with intention. Be patient as the vision reveals itself. Yeah, some of you, you just need to slow down a little bit and enjoy the fruits of your labor, or enjoy the moment. We also have root vegetables, 33. In those hidden places where most fear to go is where the most nourishment is waiting for you to behold. Yeah, there's nourishment waiting for you. Where you most fear to go, though, it's like, you know how sometimes people resist things that are good for them because they're so used to living in an energy of go, 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 or I have to do this, I have to do that. Like you live in an energy of feeling that you have to deserve the rest, like you have to earn that rest, which I've always hated that mentality. And I think as a society, as a culture, wherever this may be, we have to stop this notion that we have to earn rest. Rest is something that we need. It's essential. It's not something that you earn, and it's not something that is given to you. You have to have rest the same way we have to have water, food, the same way we have to. It's just something that is necessary. But for some reason, at least in November, some of you are feeling that you have to earn your rest. And I'm trying not to be mean about this, but I feel like if I was your friend, I would be forcing you to rest. It's like, no, please just stop what you're doing and go do something. Go do what you want to do. Don't do whatever you feel the need to do. Go do what you want to do. Because everybody's definition of rest may be different. For some people, it's a nap. For some people, it's just, playing their favorite game. For other people, it's things like tending to themselves, having a nice shower, like a good shower, or having a proper meal. So whatever your version of rest, whatever your version of replenishment is, pile 1, November, make sure you are doing it. Make sure you dedicate time for this. It's non-negotiable. You are meant to take care of yourself. Because I feel like some of you could push yourself to the brink of something, like if you suffer from anxiety or panic attacks, you could do that, or you could burn out. This is what this is. Some of you are living on the brink of burning out in November. And like I said, my heart goes out to you, pile 1. I know you have a lot going on. I know that it is a busy time of year in some parts of the world, but you need and deserve rest. If there's anything you take away from this reading, at least let it be that. But let's get one more card. Let's use the Alchemy Oracle. Root vegetables does make me think that some of you could benefit from grounding, like focusing on the root chakra. Whenever we're very busy, we tend to find it hard to ground ourselves. So do something grounding. Dancing tends to be a good thing for grounding, specifically anything that uses a lot of footwork. I know listening to drums is very grounding. Bass, if you like to amp up that bass in your car, by all means, listen to a good bass song. Eating root vegetables could also help. I know some people do that if you prefer to eat it, like potatoes, turnips, carrots, anything that grows from the earth, essentially, like that grows in the earth, like potatoes and carrots, as opposed to an apple, which grows on a tree. All right, so your alchemy cards. We have Sun Splendor. Some of you could use a little bit more sun because as it gets darker this time of year, at least in the northern hemisphere, we do tend to lack a little bit of sunlight, which can affect our mood. It can affect our happiness. And sublimation. I'm going to read from the book for this because there's something I need to interpret from the book. So from the book, we have elevation, rising, flight. Sublimation is the great alchemical operation of air. It occurs when there is enough heat to change a solid substance into a gas, causing it to rise up, up, and away. Therefore, when sublimation is present, there is an aspect of celebrated elevation, of ascending above and gaining a greater perspective. Birds in flight, mountain peaks, ladders, and balloons are all sublimation images. As with all operations, sublimation has a shadow potential. Through ascension, there is a risk of separating from others, of sensing oneself higher or above. The risk is particularly great in spiritual traditions that offer a linear model of achievement. Service is the natural balancing agent for sublimation. It may be the next rung on your ladder. So what I'm getting, because like I said, there's like a disconnect between you and other people. Some of you could lean more towards apathy towards this time of year because you're so strung out. Like there's something here about doing too much that you kind of lack. You lack empathy, which is... And I've seen this scenario play out. Like I feel like this actually makes me make sense of certain people in my personal life where they get into a certain energy and suddenly it's like they've completely changed. Like for example, they might take on a new job and they're no longer the person they used to be back before they had that job. Or they may take on a certain, maybe they're studying for something specific or they're taking certain classes and suddenly they've changed. I feel like this is what you want to avoid, to become so out of touch with everybody else around you because you're going through things. It's kind of like you're mentally isolating yourself here because this is the mind letting you know that you need to take time for yourself so you don't forget who you are, so that you can soften yourself essentially, because what everything is doing to you is it's putting you in survival mode. And this is especially true this time of year, getting closer to certain holidays. And if you're juggling more than one job. Back of the deck, we have Witches Gathering. Yeah, I was getting that. Gather in power, come together in grace. Unity is rising and all will be embraced. So spend time with friends. Spend time with the people who make you feel like yourself. Spend time with the people who remind you who you are. For some of you, this could be family. This could be friends. This could be your pets. We did have pets here. Remember to be the person that you know you are, because sometimes we don't feel like ourselves. Sometimes we feel a bit out of sorts, and that's okay. That happens to everybody, but you want to do this before it's too late. And I feel like you will have friends who want to reach out. You will have friends who invite you to certain things. It wouldn't surprise me if you have certain friends who are like, if you ever need to talk, I'm here for you. Take them up on it, even if you don't feel like it. I feel like some of you could definitely benefit from having an ear to listen to what it is that you have to say. Sorry, I'm getting very specific downloads. So let's move on to the tarot portion. If this sounds like you, if this sounds like something that would happen to you in the month of November, because when you know, when you take on a lot of activities, especially like, I know in the fall there's all kinds of fun stuff, especially if you have kids, you want to take them to the school this, the school that, to the pumpkin patch, and then Thanksgiving is coming up, you got to cook some stuff. It can become a lot. So let's start with the general reading of the tarot portion. So what have we got going on generally for the month of November from my pile? For my pile 1, we have the Emperor. Being the authority of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. She wanted to come out reversed though, or he, because it's the Emperor. Some of you, this is things going out of your control. You're going to have to be okay with that. And this happens. Not saying that you won't ever be able to be in control again, but for some of you, you feel that things are out of your control. And as soon as I say that, there is a spider in that corner. Oh my goodness. Okay, the spider doesn't look dangerous. It can leave me alone. Sorry, but if I see a spider that is threatening, I try to do something about it. But anyway, yeah, some things are just out of your control, but that doesn't mean that they won't ever be. That's just life, you know, and you're going to have to be okay with this. I feel like this can teach you something about just letting things be. We have the Knight of Wands. Sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little. And you know what this is? When some people feel like things are out of their control, they feel the need to rebel in a way. And I feel like this is you, pile one. Like you may feel the need to be rebellious or to do something that only you want to do. And you don't care what anyone has to say about it. You don't care what this is. I see this a lot in certain situations where people just feel like there's no other option. So they just do something risky or something stupid because they feel like things are out of their control. So please be careful. Don't do anything too risky or anything crazy. We have the World. Yeah, you did it. Now do something to celebrate a job well done. I do see things coming to an end in November, particularly this energy of feeling that things are out of your control or that you have too much to do or that you have no time for anything or anyone other than whatever it is that you're focusing on. We have the Five of Cups. Spill tea isn't the end of the world. Yeah, it's kind of like I feel like you will see the other side of this. It's yeah, I feel like this will come to an end and then you'll see the other side of it and wonder what's going on. We have the Three of Cups reversed. Come together with your coven. Some of you might not feel very social, but I'm being told to go ahead and be social. Like, even if you don't feel like it, even if you just agree to show up for, you know, an hour, 30 minutes, for a little bit of time, do it. Because like I said, you need the people around you to remind you who it is that you are. Because for a lot of you, you need some fun, like desperately need some fun, or you need to spend time with people who really do care about you, who really want the best for you, to remind you that, you know, you are worth all the beautiful things in the world. We have back of the deck, King of Wands reversed. I'm not surprised. I was getting that. This is very similar to the Emperor reversed. You just feel that things are out of your control. So, yeah. This little spider is coming back and I'm wondering what he's doing. What are you doing, little spider? Sorry. Okay, let's move on to the love and relationship section for my lovely pile one. What do we have going on in relationships? And these cards are going to be comically smaller than this deck I just used, but bear with me. So we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. For some of you, you're not going to have time for love or relationships, especially those of you who are already in a commitment or who have somebody. You're not going to have time for them because this is like a yearning for somebody. This is wanting to have it all with somebody, and you will not have time for that in November. So already it's like you're planning the month of November and you already know this is how it's going to be. We have the Six of Pentacles. I do see you wanting to make it up to them, or if this is somebody else doing this to you, I do see them making this up to you. And I don't even know why I chose this deck because I know there's a lot of nudity in it, but I just felt called to use it, probably for some reason. I will figure that out when I get there. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. This is somebody who... If this is you, if you're the more nurturing one, it's like you don't have time to be nurturing. If you're not the one who's nurturing, if your partner's the one who usually, like, you know, is there for you emotionally, it's like they're not there. So there is this feeling of separation between you and somebody, briefly, of course, or just not finding enough time to spend together. Eight of Pentacles. But I do see them valuing you. I do see them making it up to you. In fact... let me censor this. If you see there's this guy holding a rose to this woman who's looking off to the side, it's like one of you is going to be the one who is like, can I make it up to you? We'll, you know, do something else next month or next week, whatever the case may be. I even see like canceled plans in some cases. We have the Hierophant reversed, and here I'm seeing like it's just part of your karmic lessons to understand that sometimes you don't have time for each other, to understand that it's kind of like separation or distance makes the heart grow fonder. That's what I'm seeing. Because for a lot of you, you are going to have somebody this month. if it's not a romantic situation, it could just be your friends. Like, you don't have time for your friends, which is why I feel like in this very particular Three of Cups energy, you'll feel obliged to go to a party for at least an hour or so. Then we have the Sun. Oh my gosh. These cards, I don't know why I chose these. I might choose a different pile. I might choose a different deck for my next pile. But this is the last one. I do see you. It's kind of like you're going to lack a little confidence because this wanted to come out reversed. You're going to lack a little bit of confidence, but I do see you regaining this. It's like you feel bad that you can't be there for somebody, but you will be there next week, next month. Back of the deck, Death. And what this is doing, because we do have the Hierophant right here, it's teaching you how to deal with your close loved ones whenever a situation like this arises. Because I feel like it's not the first time, and it won't be the last. So a lot of you are going to learn how to juggle this kind of energy where, like, 1 minute you have a lot to do, and then the next it's been 2 weeks since you've talked to your best friend, and your friend is like, hey, what's up? Where have you been? You know, because I kind of feel somebody here angry, or, well, not angry, but like concerned. Let's put it that way. Somebody here is concerned. It may sound angry. Maybe you have friends or loved ones that, you know, whenever they're concerned, they sound more angry than they should be. But I feel like they just really care about you, or they may even be noticing that you're acting different or that you're not yourself. With the Queen of Cups, this is somebody who's very perceptive about how you feel. They could even be very intuitive about you. And this could also be vice versa. You could be noticing this about your friends or your loved one, the people around you. But do take care that you don't blow off your friends too much, or that you don't ignore their text. You know, make sure you are communicating back. Make sure that you are acknowledging them, because I feel like, you know, they miss you. This is why they reach out. They miss you. This is why they care. If they didn't care, this wouldn't be a problem. But because they do, you know. Let's go ahead and get... Okay, so let's move on to career and finances. You have the Ace of Pentacles. So you're going to have to forego certain opportunities when it comes to your job or career. This could be like, for example, if you have a current job, you might have to miss out like a few days, or you might have to turn down a promotion or some sort of event. Again, because you have stuff going on. I'm still trying to figure out what the stuff that you have going on is, but I feel like it's a little bit of everything. Like, it could be family things, it could be your own situation, health issues, career. I don't know, you just have a lot going on. We also have the Four of Pentacles. This is... Because upright, it would be keeping money or keeping something here. But reverse, it's like you're letting go of certain things. I feel like some of you could be decluttering. Like, you might be letting go of certain possessions if you know that they're just not worth keeping, or if they're costing you more than they should. For example, maybe you are deciding to let go. For those of you who owned like multiple vehicles or multiple properties, you're deciding to let one go because it's costing you more to keep it than it's worth to have. I could also see this as you deciding to forego some bit of your salary in order to have some time off, which in the US is very common because they don't always pay vacations. Or, I don't know, you're letting go of something so that you can have some time off. You understand the need for that time off. We also have the Page of Swords. I do see you sparking up new conversations regarding a career path, or like, this is like turning in applications. You're filling out applications for new jobs. We also have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, because you're noticing that you have a lot more options when it comes to your career, when it comes to your job, whatever it is. I feel like you're exploring your options here. The High Priestess, your intuition will guide you right. This happened to me last time that I switched careers. I literally had a dream that there was somebody at the job I had at the time who was just awful to me, just absolutely awful. So I woke up and literally before I even got out of bed, I applied online. I got on my phone, filled out an application to somewhere that I knew was opening up soon. And lo and behold, I got a call that night. I got a call that evening. It literally was one of those, you know, signs from the universe. The odd thing is, though, and I know this is kind of getting off track, even though I had that dream, I still ended up having somebody who was difficult on me in that job regardless. So I couldn't escape that. So, but what I did end up doing was making way more money than I used to. So at least in terms of finances, it bettered my finances. So Yeah, for some of you, listen to your intuition. If you have dreams, listen to your dreams. And if you have an intuitive friend, listen to them. I feel like some of you, your friends are going to be everything for you this month. Let's get one more card. We have the Page of Wands. This is maturity. The Page of Wands upright would be like a childlike wonder. Reversed, it's at least to me, it's coming off as understanding that you need to grow up, understanding that you need to mature, understanding that you need to own up to something. Especially next to the High Priestess, it's like you're at that point that you know better, so you're going to start acting better, you're going to start doing better, because I'm not calling you immature or anything, that's not what I'm saying. I just feel like in certain circumstances, or maybe in this particular month, you've gotten off course, so you're making it a point to get back on the right path, to get back to where you need to be, to take accountability for a lot of the things that you've been doing. In the back of the deck, we have the Fool. New beginnings. Like I said, some of you are taking up this energy of just like, I don't care. I'm hearing, like, take the Jesus take the wheel, universe take the wheel, whoever. Somebody besides you can take the wheel, because you don't want to become this person. Whatever person you're becoming during this particular month, or during the beginning of this month, you don't like, and you know that's not you. So you want to get back to being the fun-loving person that you are. You want to get back to your people, to your friends, your family. You want to get back to being able to say yes to all the things that you want to say yes to, as opposed to focusing on whatever it is that has been taking away your attention. But yeah, let's move on to some closing advice for November, my beautiful pile one. And I do want to thank you for taking the time to click on this reading. I do feel November is going to be beautiful regardless. I feel like just for a lot of you, November can be rather stressful, or it has that potential. So anything that you hear that you don't like, we can always send away, or we could, just take that in mind, take that precaution to prevent this from happening. So for our closing advice, I am going to use some runes. I meant to use runes earlier, but that didn't happen. So let's use them here. Pile one. Okay, we have 4. I meant to get 3. We have Ewas, trust. Some of you need to learn to trust in yourself. I just heard faith, love, and pixie dust. So yeah, for some of you, maybe that childlike wonder does need to come out to play. We also have Fehu, which is abundance. So there's going to be good money. There's going to be some good money this particular month. Even if you're letting some money go, I feel like more money will come in. It's just like win some, lose some. Like you might be spending a little more, but you're also getting a lot more in. We also have, is this Suwilo? Or let me make sure I'm calling these runes the right thing. We have, Suwilo, self. Take care of yourself. Focus on yourself. Make sure you are focusing on your beautiful body, your beautiful mind. Take care of yourself, pile one, because we also have Isa, which is a standstill, or like something coming to a halt. I feel like the last thing you want is to have to stop everything in order to just take care of you. I'm kind of seeing this as what's it called? I'm hearing burnout, not a meltdown. Well, some of you might have a meltdown, but for the majority of you, this is just you waking up one day, and even though the alarm's going off and you have to do stuff and you got all this, like, you just can't get out of bed. You're just like, I'm just going to stay here until my body has recovered. That's what I'm seeing for a lot of you. It's just absolute burnout. So do be careful and focus on yourself, pile one. And then we're going to get some cards from my handmade oracle. I'll see you again. There's somebody that you're going to reunite with in November. And I feel like this meeting is fated, because whoever this person is, their presence feels very grounding. Growth is important right now. Yeah, you're going through an immense amount of growth, whether you realize this or not. Something must be real and or released. Yeah, for some of you, you're releasing something. There's a mysterious person coming in. I feel that for sure. Somebody you trust, or somebody who allows you to be the best version of yourself possible. And you will know this because you feel at ease with them. Back of the deck, your voice, your scent haunts me. Yeah, something about their voice and or how they smell could be important here. It could also just be you. Maybe they've missed you and they want to come through and help you out in some way. And then I want to use the guardian angel cards. I wasn't going to just because I felt like, I don't know. I'm being called to do so. I feel like you need to hear something here. So pile 1, let's get one card for you. We have conflict. Feelings which you have suppressed for a very long time are yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. You are torn between what you think is the right thing to do and what your heart wants. And this is the primary cause of stress in your life. We, your angels, urge you to follow your heart. Do what you would love, not what you think you should do. Which explains a lot. I feel like for some of you, you're doing something that isn't even aligned with you anymore. And this is part of the reason you're lashing out, or why you, well, not everyone here is lashing out, but you're lashing out at yourself. You're taking it out on yourself is what most of you are doing. Maybe some of you are taking it out on maybe like your hobbies, or especially if you do something that is more physical like the gym or something along those lines. It's just like you're taking it out there and you're overworking yourself on top of, not getting the results that you've been wanting, or not having, again, that control that it is that you need. So this inner conflict will be resolved by just talking to somebody. Some of you could definitely you would benefit from a mental health professional if that is appropriate, of course, here. But for a lot of you, you're needing somebody outside yourself. So yeah, I would highly recommend a mental health professional if that is what you need, pile 1. Or to speak with one if you already have one, but maybe if you need more than one session, I'm sure they would understand and they'd be more than happy to help you out. And then we're going to get your forest friend. Oh my gosh, I like this one with the little rabbits dancing everywhere with her. Dancing with hair is energy. When you flow with energy, you inspire others to dance too. People miss the fun you. People miss you. People miss you. They miss your scent, your voice. They miss something about you. So some of you could have been taking some, extended time off from a particular activity or from something, and people miss you. They want to see you dance with them again. The souls dance together, and I feel like this is what they miss. Yeah, I'll see you again. You'll see somebody that you used to really enjoy again, or they'll see you again. But this is where I leave it, my beautiful pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the dandelion and this gorgeous black tourmaline palm stone, then we have your reading here for you for the month of November. We're going to see what's going to be happening for you. We're going to use the oracles to get an overall general view and themes of November, and then we're going to go into the tarot, the general, the love relationship, and the finance to see what specifically might be going on. There is something about this pile. I feel like you really like the month of November, wherever it is that you are, because as I was getting ready for this reading, I was just like taking in this lovely little sunrise that I'm seeing out the window and like loving the fresh air. For whatever reason, there's something about the air feeling fresh and crisp wherever you are. Maybe some of you are traveling somewhere else for November that feels different to where you normally are, or you could be spending more time in nature. We also have the dandelion, and I love this particular herb. It's odd that at least where I live, it's been classified as a weed because it thrives in anything. Like this literally will grow through the concrete, and it's very medicinal. It's been known for being able to cure, well, not cure, but helping and aiding to relieve certain symptoms of like kidney disease. And I think the milk of the dandelion, because if you open up the stem, can actually help with warts. It's very medicinal, very medicinal. So for some of you, you could be drinking more teas because dandelion tea is supposed to also help. You could be working with natural remedies to certain situations, especially for those of you who are building up your immunity or may have certain health issues. But regardless, I feel like November is going to be very important for you this particular year, this particular time around, for whatever reason. Let's go ahead and start your reading. Very positive vibes. I'm loving this energy. Some of you could have a birthday in November as well. I'm getting that very strongly in this pile. So happy birthday. We have building your world, creation, expansion, and networking. You know what's odd? We have the number 33 twice here. 33 for dandelion and 33 here. And I actually have never pulled this card before with this deck. Some of you are quite, I mean, I don't want to say quite literally building your own world, but maybe you are, but it's kind of like you're restructuring the way you see life. You're restructuring the way you are taking in things so that things appear more positive within your mindset. Maybe some of you are learning to I keep hearing reconstruct your world. So you're reconstructing either a perspective, your way of thinking, or you're just learning to work with the universe, essentially. Because some of you, I feel like you've gotten kind of tired of hearing receptive energy or more dominant energy. It's like, no, it has to be some sort of symbiosis between me and the universe. So I feel like you're adopting that type of mentality where you're becoming more interactive with the world, as opposed to either being like a viewer or an overly controlling overlord. You're somewhere in between. It's like you have to find the proper balance here. And I feel like some of you are finally learning that in November, as opposed to being one or the other. It's something a little bit closer to the middle. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. For pile 2. Maybe pile 3 could be of importance as well, since we have 3 here so many times. We have campfire. Do not fear opening your mouth and allowing your tongue to speak. So, like I said, some of you could be spending time in nature. Actually, this lady here is like sitting, I want to say she is inside of a tree, like one of those really giant trees that has an opening within its trunk, or at the root, like the roots of a tree that open up kind of like a chair. That's what I'm seeing. And then campfire, I feel like some of you could, you could be spending time in nature. If you like to go to like the woods or the mountains or somewhere specific for November, you could be spending time there. It could be the opposite as well. It could be like going to the beach or going to a town that really makes you feel more connected to yourself. And I say this because I'm a city girl. Like, I like going to towns, and sometimes I feel more connected to myself because of all the things I experience within a city, which, like I said, it sounds like the opposite of going out in nature, but you can find grounding or a feeling of connectedness wherever. But for this particular pile, you're going somewhere, if briefly, that is going to make you feel more grounded to yourself, or reconnecting with your feeling of oneness with the universe, or feeling at peace with yourself. It's like you're reconnecting with the things that you really care about. Of course, you could also be traveling to meet family. That could also be the case. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards from my pile 2. Okay, we've got, is this 3? Yeah. We have La Catrina. Something about a sense of humor, something about not taking yourself so seriously. La Catrina was originally meant to be a very, how do you say it? A parody of people who thought too highly of themselves, or who valued like vain things. They valued appearances, money. It was supposed to be a caricature of those things. That's why she's drawn with this big fancy hat. It's like, well, you're dead anyway, but she's still wearing her big fancy hat. It's kind of like laughing at all the things that would otherwise bring you down, or laughing in the I'm hearing laughing in the face of danger. Like, if there's any worries that you've had, or anything that tries to bring you down, you just laugh at it. I see you laughing at your haters for whatever reason. I'm not sure if some of you have haters, or people who just, have nothing positive to say about you. I feel like you're just laughing in their face. We have fotografía, and there it is, 33. Pile 2, 33 is your number. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe some of you are the age of 33, or turning 33. But with photograph, I'm being told to quite literally take this as you taking really good photographs this month, or something about an actual physical photograph will be important. Maybe you come across a photograph of like a past version of yourself, or you from the past, a younger version of yourself, or people from your past, like family. I feel like there's going to be certain pictures you look at, and they're going to shift your perspective. It could also be online, because I'm thinking of how Facebook likes to do that thing where it's like 10 years ago today, you were doing this. You could be looking at those and,
reflect on where you were at that moment and where you are now and see how far you've come, or even just compare the times that were going on, because some of you you're aging backwards and you don't realize it. Like maybe you look at pictures of your younger self and think, wow, I looked way older back then, what was going on? And you realize you were surrounded by the wrong people, you were always stressed, and whatever other habits you had at the time you no longer have. And for some of you, you're actually coming across pictures of your family that again make you think, wow, that's my grandmother, or wow, that's my aunt, or that is somebody, and then you see them now. Something about the passage of time is going to be important in November. We also have cuatro elementos, which means 4 elements. So yeah, this is again very nature inspired. You're balancing a little bit of all 4 elements here. Fire, water. Oh, I'm hearing the Avatar now. Maybe you're rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender. But fire, water, earth, and air. And interestingly, in this card, earth is symbolized by food. So maybe food is going to be important this month. And if you celebrate Thanksgiving in the US, then of course you know how important food is during this time of year. But I feel like you're balancing out everything within your life, including the emotional, the mental, the active, and the spiritual. So I feel like there's something about you recalibrating yourself in November. You're recalibrating. It's like you're looking back at your goals and wondering, are those still aligning with me? If you do something like, some people, they set goals at the beginning of the year. You're going back to those and seeing where you've accomplished, what you have accomplished so far, where you have fallen behind, and what doesn't really resonate with you anymore. Maybe you had set a goal to do something specific, but now you're realizing, I don't really care for that anymore. Or it could be that, maybe you've decided to accomplish a new goal and you want to do that by a certain time. Not necessarily the end of the year, but I feel like for some of you, you're just checking in on yourself. If you came from pile 1, I feel like you actually took my advice there, and I'm glad, because pile 1, I'm concerned for pile 1. Send love, prayers, and good vibes to pile 1. But pile 2, you've got it. Well, I'm not going to say you've got it figured out, because I feel like for the majority of you, you feel like you don't, but you're on your way there. You're definitely on your way there. Let's go ahead and get your alchemy cards. And so far, this is the pile with the least amount of cards, mostly because I'm channeling for you. I'm not really getting the sense that you need too much outside of yourself. This could all just be for confirmation or for funsies. Because even though you're very spiritual, you know what this is? You're learning to trust yourself. So it wouldn't surprise me if you're actually watching less tarot videos in the month of November, or focusing more on like the 3D. And I don't mean you're spending less time online and more time in your physical body, more time with actual people. Like I said, outside in nature, whatever the case may be, you are spending more time getting back in your body. We have synchronicity. I feel like things will align rather nicely for you in November as well. After all, we have 3 cards that say 33 from different decks. This one was pre-selected, but these other 2 I live shuffled for you right now. And this is what number is this? Is this 63? Yeah. And then we have 6 here as well. Yeah, something about synchronicity is going to be important for you in November. And I mean, it is the month of 11/11, November 11th. So maybe that day might be of importance. Or things just, they line up for you. We also have Quicksilver. Oh, I'm going to read from the book for that. Because, again, I keep getting cards that I haven't gotten either in a very long time or ever in some of these decks. But Quicksilver. Quicksilver does make me think of the X-Men Quicksilver, who is, he's really fast. I grew up with several versions of him, not the more recent one from the movies, but it makes me think of something going by pretty fast. So November could go by fast for you, maybe because you're spending a lot of time actually living it. But from the book, we have Slippery Mobile Mercury. Part liquid and part metal, Quicksilver, also known as Mercury, is a mesmerizing material. Its gift is to slip between worlds. It cannot be pinned down or easily defined. Mercury came to symbolize the god Hermes and the great hermetic secrets of alchemy. always sliding away into secrecy, just beyond the alchemist's grasp. It is said Mercury represents the transition between the physical and the unseen worlds, between life and death, between science and the esoteric. It is the metal of sacred thresholds. Yeah, and I'm going to stop it here because I feel like that's kind of the balance that I was feeling. Like, you're not just being in the feminine and masculine, you're sliding between both of those energies, finding an equilibrium. Some days you need to be a bit more masculine, some days you need to be a bit more feminine. And of course, if you're gender fluid, I feel like, you already understand this in terms of how you present yourself in appearance to the world. But I'm thinking more mentally and maybe even emotionally here. Internally, that's how I meant to say it. Like, some days you need to show up and be in the physical, and other days I feel like you need to be more emotional, especially in terms of how you show up for people, because I do see a connectedness here with this campfire card. It kind of reminds me of the Three of Cups cards, where there's people gathering around. So there could be certain gatherings where you kind of come to balance things out. And I know that seems odd, but there are certain friend groups, there are certain, groups of people where if there's that one person missing, everything just feels like it's like no one's connected, like nobody knows what to do. And then this person shows up and then, they know what to do. So I feel like for some of you could be that person this particular month. It's a heavy responsibility, but someone has to do it. I'm being told to get one more card. Well, specifically the back of the deck from this deck, because like I said, this is not a lot of cards, but I don't feel like you need a lot of explanation here. The 24th can be important, the 19th as well. And then we have the 21st, Harvest Witch. What sacrifices have you made for the greater vision of what is to be? Yeah, it's like you're looking back and at all the goals you have set at the beginning of this year, or whenever it is that you set these goals, and looking to see what exactly you've done in order to achieve these things. And I feel like that realization could be either what pushes you to do more, or it could be what allows you to just, be okay that you didn't accomplish these things. After all, there is something here about learning to accept the self in whichever way it is that you show up every day, because the person that shows up is the person that needs to be there. And I feel like for some of you, you might try a little too hard to be something that you are not, or push yourself to be a little bit more than you can be, or even like show up in a little way less, but you're learning to be accepting of whatever it is that you are at that time. After all, whatever it is that you are is exactly what you need to be, and every day, at any time, in any way. So there's a sense of self-acceptance. I feel like that's what this is in November for you, pile 2. And I'm really loving this energy. It's very peaceful. It's very calm. You're reconnecting with yourself. You're reconnecting. I think that's what I meant by reconnecting with the earth. In reconnecting with the earth, you learn to reconnect with yourself. And in learning to accept yourself as you are, you allow yourself to become more than what you currently are at the moment. And that itself is very liberating for the people around you, as well as healing. Because I do see the dandelion herb as a healing plant. So now we're going to move on to the tarot. And we're going to start with the general tarot reading. I'm using the Cozy Witch deck for this one, the Cozy Witch Tarot. So pile 2, what's going on in general? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Wow, what an abundant opportunity. What an abundant opportunity. I feel like you're creating opportunities for yourself this month. Yes, it could be coming to you, but I feel like, again, you're not in this energy of things coming to you or things, you creating things. It's kind of like opportunities show up because you ask for them, and when they appear, you take them. Because I've seen it where people do try to manifest certain things, but once that thing manifests, they don't take advantage of it, or they're just like, I'll pass. Which, nothing wrong with that, but there's kind of like, you're taking accountability for the things that you have manifested. So it's like, okay, I manifested this, I'm going to give it a try, and I'll see how it works. There's a lot of trial and error, a lot of allowing things to flow. I feel like that's another feeling that I've been getting off of this particular pile, the feeling of going with the flow. We have Two of Cups. Some people are like the pumpkin to your spice. Like I said, something about You could be building up connections this particular month, but I feel like for the majority of you, you are learning to show up to people in the way that you need to show up to them, whether that's with a more sympathetic ear or with somebody with a plan. It all depends on how you need to be, either in a group setting or on a one-on-one basis. Let's get more cards. We have the Emperor. Being the authority of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. And you are meeting up to these standards, pile 2. You are becoming somebody with more authority over, again, the way you view life, the way you shift your perspective, the way you decide to show up in the world. I'm loving this energy. We have the Tower. Get ready. Things are about to get shaken up. And the Tower card, I really wish the imagery was anything but this. Because to me, it's just something unexpected, but it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It could just be something like a great surprise, or again, this opportunity. It shows itself because in some way you manifested it, but maybe you weren't aware that you manifested it. So you take it on. Loving this energy. Because sometimes we need a Tower moment to get us out of our patterns, or we need a Tower moment to get us to a better way of living, a better way of operating. We also have the High Priestess. When in doubt, your first gut feeling can always be trusted. Yeah. I feel like you're going to get one specific day or situation where your intuition is really telling you to do something very, like, this is a very sudden gut feeling. This would be one of those few instances where your intuition is like either nagging you or even, they say intuition doesn't scream, but I feel like it can be very, it'll be very insistent. This is what I'm feeling. Like, you're going to have some of those moments in November because you're meant to just, it's kind of like the universe is trying to show you just how strong your intuition really is, especially for those of you who feel that your intuition isn't working for you, or that it isn't strong, or that it somehow has like a muscle, that it's been a little bit too relaxed, or it has weakened somehow. This is going to be a month where you're being proven wrong about that. It's like, no, it's still here and it's still working with you. You just have to work with it as well. And I feel like that's where you get this new perspective that, you kind of have to work with it. It's not just your intuition telling you everything, and it's not you tapping into your intuition to get everything out of it. It's a symbiotic relationship where you are both feeding off of each other. Well, maybe not feeding off of each other. You're both working together in order to get things solved, in order to find your best opportunities, in order to get the best situations working for you. I like this. We also have the Page of Swords. Curiosity is a type of magic. Yeah. I also see you being very inquisitive this month, like, especially if you meet new friends, you're going to be asking all the right questions, or they're going to enjoy the conversation they have with you because you ask questions. And I do feel people reciprocating. Let me go on to the relationship part, because this is also going to deal with friendships. But I've noticed this because there was a moment in time where I was in a new setting and I became very social because I was meeting new people and I wanted to know all about them. And I was not typically a very social butterfly before that. And then at some point there, I lost my voice this was over the summer. In fact, some of you might recall my videos where I sound a little weird because I lost my voice and I was regaining it. And that whole time that I didn't have my voice, there was no conversation, or the conversation was much more limited. I couldn't interact with them. So they kind of didn't speak back to me. And that was so odd. So for some of you, you're becoming that person who keeps the conversation going. Even, I think especially if you're not used to this, I think you're going to be surprised by how social you become this particular month. But let's get the cards. Let's see if these... So we have the Knight of Swords. I'm not taking this reversed. I'm being told that this pile isn't getting reversals. So, but I am censoring this because it is the only mini deck I have. And this is it's a little bit of a raunchy deck. But some of you are becoming very, very vocal, but also very... Like I said, you're going to be asking a lot of questions. You're going to be very talkative this particular month. We also have the Seven of Cups. For those of you looking for relationships, you will have more, you're going to have more options. But I also see this as new pathways opening up for you through friends, through people. So I feel like certain friends might be able to offer you new opportunities, or they may tell you about how to do something here, like accomplishing your goals. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. People, like I said, you're like a source of stability to some people. You become, or you are, I feel like a lot of you already are, because the Queen of Pentacles establishes herself long before we even realize that she is the Queen of Pentacles. But for a lot of people, you've kind of become the sense of stability, or you've become somebody that they come to, like, sorry if you notice a shift in the lighting. I just had to turn off the light because it was glaring. But like I said, the Queen of Pentacles has long established herself before people even realize it. So you are a sense of stability to a lot of people, whether you realize this or not. This is nurturing through food. So if you host a party, you could be providing a lot of nourishment, a lot of food. But people really do find your stability. They find you very comforting. They find something about you very grounding as well. Because I do see you as this particular person, pile 2. We have the Page of Cups. Somebody, either this is like somebody who admires you or somebody who has a secret crush on you and they don't know how to come forward because it's reversed. I said I wasn't going to take reversals, but even upright, like this guy looks a little distraught. This is somebody who's trying to give you compliments or trying to find a way to bond with you and they don't know how. And another way of seeing this, because I was just thinking about this, how this person, they don't know how to take your generosity or your kind words. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever had this experience where you try to be really nice to somebody and they react aggressively or they react in a very rude manner. That's what I'm getting. There's somebody here who I'm not sure if you're trying to win them over or if you're just, you know, minding your business and being nice to this person just like you are to everybody else, but they take it the wrong way because I'm getting a bit of emotional immaturity. This could also, again, be the people who just have, like, I don't know, there's people out here who are just emotionally immature and for whatever reason they don't like you, whether you're nice to them or not, or whether you're honest with them. Like, I feel like there's something about you. People are trying to find ways to justify the way they are treating you, essentially, is what I'm getting, which is very odd. And this is within either your friend group or like friends of friends. I don't think these are people close to you. It's not going to be a friend that is that close to you. This is going to be, these are going to be either like very distant friends, like you call them a friend, but you wouldn't really vibe with them, or they are friends of friends or people within your social circle. It could even be the workplace, and we'll see that within the career and finance sector. And then the last 2 cards, we have 2 of Pentacles. There's that balance. Like I said, a lot of you are learning to balance out several aspects of your life, and this includes your friendships. Like, you're going to make time for yourself, but also make time for the people around you. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you're going to have a lot of good luck and a lot of good fun when it comes to your social life. And for some of you, it could be family as well. Like, this would be, I have to cover this up. Like I said, I'm covering half of these cards up, but this would be a lot of good luck with the people around you, or just having a great time in general. But I would be careful to not overdo it. I would be careful to take people's feelings into consideration where you can. Of course, you can't control everything when it comes to how they feel about you. Sometimes how they feel about you is just how they feel about you, and that's, you know, that's all you can leave it at, unless, you know, because I feel like you're not going out of your way to make them feel bad. They're triggered by you. They feel some sort of way because you are doing so good, or because you're being such a some type of person, and they don't like it, which, you know, that's just them. Other people's emotional insecurities are not your problem. Back of the deck, we have the 8 of Wands. Like I said, I do feel this month is going to go by fast for you. So, I mean, that could be a good or a bad thing, but you've got a lot going on in November, and it's going to go by so fast and in such a fun way. But let's go ahead and move on to the career and finance.
So for pile 2, career and finance, what's going on in the month of November? We have the Page of Wands. So you're starting new things in terms of, I'm hearing mostly finances. This could be learning how to handle your money. This could be learning about new investments. This could also be for some of you educationally. You could be looking into new programs or starting new things. We also have the Tower reversed. Am I meant to take this reversed? So I'm being told in this particular case, yes, because you're able to avoid some sort of situation at work, depending on what it is. It could be like if there's a bunch of layoffs, you could avoid that. If people are being hired seasonally, it could be that you stay. For some of you, you're avoiding something bad at work, or it could just be that you're not there on a day that ends up being like a bad day for everybody. Or you could be one of the few people who was actually doing your job at that time. So you get out of, like, you were doing the things you were supposed to do, so you can't get in trouble for it. Because I feel like there's going to be a situation where, like, everybody else gets in trouble, but you don't for whatever reason. We have the Queen of Cups. And like I said, you're showing up emotionally for people in a way that is appropriate for them. And I feel like for a lot of you, this could be in the workplace, even though that's not typically somewhere where, you know, emotions are needed because it's the workplace. But I feel like you're going to be there for somebody. It could be somebody like above you, like a boss or something, where you just happen to lend a very sympathetic ear, and that, you know, that puts you in their good graces, even though all you did was listen to them or give like words of encouragement, like really good advice. We have the Queen of Wands. I'm being told not to take that reversed. You're looking really good in the workplace. I'm wondering if some of you actually got a promotion or something, because sometimes when we when we get promoted, we tend to dress a little nicer, or we dress different. Or it could just be that you are just looking really good in the workplace. This could also be, especially if you're a woman, or if you operate either in a more feminine type of job, or from your feminine energy. You could just be very, like, I'm hearing dominating, but in a good way. Like, you're taking charge of the things that need to be taken charge of. You are operating in a feminine way at work. Sorry, from your feminine energy at work, and it's looking really good on you. I mean, I guess it could be a feminine way, if that makes sense, if it applies to you. We also have the Devil reversed. If you've seen... Can I get a clarifier for that? I'm seeing a specific scenario. Yeah, okay. So if there are people with bad habits at work, they're being exposed this month. If there are certain people, I don't think it's you, but I think this is something you avoid, because like I said, you're doing your job and you're not doing stupid stuff at work. But there's a lot of people who are, and you're aware of that. They're being exposed this particular month. And I feel like this is not going to be everybody. This isn't everybody's workplace. There's going to be like a massive laying off of people, or people getting in trouble, because I feel like it's like whistleblower energy. Somebody rats a lot of people out, or somebody comes in and people have to start acting right. You could have a new boss. That could be another way of taking the Queen of Wands, actually. Like, this new boss could be, you know, in their feminine energy. They could be a woman, and they just look good. And it's like they come in and they start getting rid of everybody and anybody who hasn't been doing the things that they were supposed to do. This is very much, and this person's on your side. Like, I feel like this person, they like you, but you might help them out with, and I'm not trying to say you're going to be a whistleblower, and I'm not saying you're trying to be a rat, but they may come to you and ask you certain questions, and you're not realizing that you're helping them out in figuring out who's been doing what and what's going on. Because I see a lot of people not being with that company at the end of this year. And this is massive. That's why the Tower moment is reversed. That's why the Devil card is reversed. And that's why I was told to keep those there, because you are safe from this. But you're watching this unfold, and that's going to force you to have to... well, it's not going to force you to do anything, but that's going to push you forward into an opportunity that you may want to take. For example, if you wanted a position in management and they fire somebody who's been, you know,
not great at that position, they may ask you to step into it. Because the Six of Cups is kind of like you've already harbored some sort of good connections at work, like people like you, or there's a bond there between people. You show up, and even though it's like you show up in the right ways. Even though the Six of Cups can be immaturity, as with the Page of Wands, it's like you're spared this because, yes, you do tend to have that, but these other people have vices worse than this, or they just make the company look really bad. And you're spared from this because you deserve it. And it's not sheer luck. It's not. This is you showing up in the ways that you've needed to show up. And you're going to do good. But I feel like it's going to surprise you, the people who end up leaving or who end up being fired. Some people are being fired, some people are being laid off. Yeah, especially if you've noticed that there's been more people getting hired for the season than usual. Like seasonal hires are, they're hiring more and they're firing other people. If not firing them, they may be forcing them to step down. Or they could be getting caught with, wow, I feel like it's on all fronts too. I don't know what's going on at your workplace, but it's massive pile too. If you don't have a workplace, this could just be the competition that you have as a business owner. But yeah, it's going to be interesting at work, that's for sure. Very interesting. Let's back up the deck for this one. We have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, this is you. Your hands are tied behind your back. You're gonna act like I didn't know this was going on. You're just like, I don't know what to do. But you're watching this unfold, and just by, again, it's not luck. You deserve this. You worked really hard. You've been spared because you do a good job. But everybody else around you, I think even the people that you've tried to warn, for those of you who are really intuitive, maybe you've tried to warn people, they end up getting in trouble. And the irony is, they might even get mad at you for this. And it's like, why are you mad at me? I told you about this. Because some of you have, look, I'm not trying to talk crap about your friends, but some of you have friends or you're close with people who don't do the best job. And I feel like you love them, but you wish they would just get their act together. So take that as it resonates. The workplace will be interesting. Let's go ahead and move on to your closing advice. Pile 2. And for some of you, I feel like you're finally getting rid of certain coworkers that you never understood why they were there in the first place. Which, again, it's good news. I mean, it might suck for them because I feel like they could use a job. But at the same time, they're all adults. They all know what their job is. They shouldn't have been doing what they were doing. Like, don't feel too bad. Let's go ahead and get your cards. We have your angel guidance cards for pile 2. Conflict. Feelings which you have suppressed for a very long time are yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. You are torn between what you think is the right thing to do and what your heart wants. And this is the primary cause of stress in your life. We, your angels, urge you to follow your heart. Do what you would love and not what you think you should. I want to say this came out in pile 1, but I'm feeling it different for you. It's kind of like because of this conflict, you decide to really own up to a lot of things that you need to either accomplish or do in November, and to just be on your, I'm saying be on your best behavior, but what I really mean by that is you're doing everything that you need to in order to center yourself. You're focusing on your health, you're focusing on your finances, you are quite literally doing everything to get yourself in a good space, because for a lot of you, it's been a tough year and you're like, I have 2 months left. I want to make them the best. So you're saving up money, you're working out, you're eating well, you are enjoying every day the way it is meant to be enjoyed, by being grateful and by, embracing all the things in life, and by being like a positive source for people to look upon. I feel like some of you really want to show up for people, but are you showing up for yourself as well? Because sometimes the things that we want to do for people are really things that we wish they would do for us, I want to get one more card for you, pile 2. We have acceptance. There is nothing about you that you need to fix. Reclaim the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. There it is, pile 2. You are beautiful just as you are, regardless of any faults you may perceive you have. You are an eternally radiant being of light. Accept all that you are and just be you. When you truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform. There's a lot about self-acceptance here that I feel like I haven't really said, but that's what it feels like. It's being content with life. It's allowing yourself to live and allowing life to show up for you in the way it's meant to. Let's get, these are my handmade oracle cards. They're just random words, random quotes that I put on cards. We have, you are abundance, you are love, and love equals abundance. Yeah, you're abundant with love this month for sure. We have, sometimes you just need to rest and reset. Yeah, for a lot of you, you need some rest. So don't be afraid to take a little extra time for yourself this month. Take some time to sleep, take some time to do whatever it is that you need to get yourself right. And then something must be real and or released. I feel like you've already done a lot of releasing. It's interesting that there's a lot of similar cards here in this particular advice section that were similar to pile 1. So again, if you're coming from pile 1, this is just confirmation that you're on the right path. And then back of the deck, life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Yeah, life is simple. I feel like this is what you want to do this month. It's just simplify, simplify, simplify. And I love that. And then let's get some runes for you. We got 4. So we have Fehu, abundance. Yeah, I do feel like you're going to be very abundant this month. It could be with wealth. It could be with health. It could be, I mean, it could be with anything. But overall, it's the feeling of abundance that you're really going to have this month. We also have, this is the blank rune. Basically, you are making life whatever it needs to be for you. Some of you are really working to, I hesitate to say manifest, because I feel like for some of you, you've tried manifesting and it's not working out. It's more like you're allowing yourself to show up for the world, for the universe, how you need to show up. And then we have Algi's friendship. Yeah, friendships are really important this month. I feel like for some of you, you could be either very social, or you could be spending time with more friends. And then this is, what's it called? Hagalas? Disruption. There's no constraint. That's what it's called. It's constraint. Let me make sure I'm calling it the right thing. Yeah, it was wrong. It is not ease. Delays, restriction, resistance leading to strength. And I feel like, oh, I like this. It says face your fears. I feel like you're learning to work with all the things that you fear. It's learning to be your own rock in times of need. So some of you, if you come across a certain obstacle this month, you're going to learn to overcome it in the easiest way possible by believing in yourself and knowing that things will work out. And there's like a sense of peace to that as well. And then the last card, I'm going to get some Forest Friends cards, or just one. I'm going to get just one. We have, oh, these are so cute. Are these wolves? Questing wolves, leadership. If you know where you're going, don't be surprised if others follow. Yeah, like I said, some of you, you're stepping into this energy of like leadership, or you're just shining. People want to follow your lead, or they want to listen to what you have to say. There's something here about trusting you, and therefore people will follow you. And I'm really loving this energy for you, Pile 2, but this is all I have. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 3. If you chose mushroom and the red calcite, then we have a reading here for you. For the month of November, we're going to see what the month of November has in store for you. We're going to go into the tarot, which will be general love and relationships and career and finance. There's something here about, I have the musical Spring Awakenings stuck in my head, like a few songs from that. Like that whole musical has a very particular sound to it. Not the subject matter so much, but maybe you live in the part of the world where around this time of year, it's actually spring as opposed to fall like it is here in the Northern Hemisphere. That doesn't have to be the case, but there's something here about anticipation. I feel like that entire musical to me is about a little bit of anxiousness. It does deal with kids who have, anxiety about, I guess, relationships, sensual matters, and, growing up, puberty, all kinds of weird things. It's like
and I'm not saying that you're going through puberty. It's more like there's an anxiousness. There's like something lingering in the air and you don't know what it means. You might be coming from pile one because pile one, they didn't have the same thing going on, but I could see how the energy from pile one could lead to whatever's going on in pile three. But regardless, you have mushrooms, and mushrooms are pretty amazing. I kind of wish this particular deck had like more specific mushrooms. I want to say these are chanterelles, and I do think they are a fall season mushroom where I live, but there is a feeling here of overcoming certain obstacles as well as unexpected beginnings or unexpected learnings. Like there's something here, it's like a combination of like the tower moment, the star, the wheel. Like I'm being shown the cards before I'm even like in the tarot section. There's something about luck. There's something about things that are unexpected but beneficial for you, and something even a little miraculous. So I will read from the book for this one just because I want to see what the mushroom card has to say. So from the book, most funguses grow underground and emerge on the surface to form bands of mushrooms commonly known as fairy rings. Common lore suggests that stepping into these rings will put you in danger of being ensnared by fairies, so watch your step. Drawing this card suggests that decisions you have made in the past are already starting to take effect, for better or worse. You can't change them now. If it transpires that you've made the wrong choice, now is the time to learn from it and make a better decision next time, or you'll be stuck in a never-ending circle of repeating your errors. So yeah, like I said, some of you feel like this impending situation, like you made a choice and now you're wondering what's going to come out of it, or you've done something in the past and you're wondering where this will lead. And I'm not sure what this is because I'm not getting a sense of anything too awful. It's more just like there's a sense of not knowing where things are going to go, or feeling that things are out of your control and you have to wait for something to happen, or you have to wait for that particular transaction to go through. But regardless, let's move on to the rest of your reading for the month of November, pile 3. We have esqueleto, which is skeleton. This is bare bones. Something about getting down to the basics, getting down to the core matter of something. We also have ofrenda, which is an offering. This is the altar that we make during Day of the Dead for our ancestors. I feel like some of you are trying to, I'm thinking of like bartering or coming to an agreement, a compromise, like you're trying to offer something to somebody in order to appease them or to make up for something here. And I'm not sure what the situation may be. Let's get one more. Some of you could be lighting a candle for this particular situation as well. And what that means is that you're trying to bless the situation. When we light candles in order for things to turn out well, we are essentially blessing it. And we have mariposa, transformation. Mariposa. So this is a butterfly. There's some sort of transformation happening. It's because I feel like whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever the situation may be, or whatever it is that you are waiting for, while you wait for it, while something is going on, you are transforming, you are evolving. I'm literally seeing, like, I'm thinking of a Pokemon evolving while they're in the middle of battle. So it's like while you're doing this, you are transforming and changing. You will not be the same person by the end of this particular situation. I keep hearing a transaction, whatever that may mean to some of you. So it could have something to do with the purchase. I know like something like the purchase of a home can take a month or so. So maybe it's something along those lines, or even the selling of a home. For some of you, it could have something to do with, I just see it's either financial, or for some of you, it could be like a relationship or something along those lines, but not as strongly. Let's go ahead and get more cards for you, pile 3. We have wool. 44. You are woven with an embrace, protected, loved, and the familiarity of finally being home. Yeah, like I said, for some of you, it could be selling a house, because I'm thinking of a home, or buying a house. But I'm also thinking of having the wool pulled over your eyes. And doesn't that mean that somebody's trying to allow you to see something. Maybe the wool has been pulled over your eyes. Sorry, English is not my first language, so certain expressions kind of, go over my head because that itself is an expression. But I feel like somebody has like pulled the wool over your eyes. In fact, let me look that up. I'm doing you a disservice by not knowing what I'm talking about. So yes, pile 3, it is to be deceived. I feel like somebody has been deceiving you, or maybe a deception will come to the light here because she's knitting wool. I feel like somebody had been trying to construct some sort of lie or situation or something to like either make you fear them or to like bully you, or I don't know, maybe they're just trying to get more money out of you. I feel like for some of you, you could have to avoid that. Let's get another card from this deck. We have Ghost Whisperer 18. Be still in the whispers that ebb and flow through the silence. I like this because what this means is that you're able to, like, somebody's telling you something, somebody is showing you something, but you hear the whispers of your intuition come through. It's not the ghost, it's the intuition coming through telling you, actually, no, this is not what's happening. And this is what's going to go, this is how it's going to go down. I feel like you're getting, some of you, especially if you're clairaudient, you're getting intuitive knowledge through how you hear things. And some of you, because I know people like this, they hear voices or they hear like murmurs and whispers all the time that like they don't realize that they're clairaudient and that they have a particular ability. You're going to receive information. And sometimes it comes in the form of people because spirit can work through other people in order to let us know certain things. I know spirit has worked through me in order to relay messages to certain people. Do they always take those messages? No. But, spirit has worked through me in order to tell certain people, hey, this is what's going on, or hey, you should do this. But depending on how they take it, this will be up to them. I'm just the messenger. But I feel like for a lot of you, pile 3, this is spirit working through me to let you know that you will be receiving some sort of clairaudient hint to this particular situation or to other situations. I feel like I said, there's a transformation here. Maybe some of you are unblocking those ear chakras and becoming more clairaudient because we do have chakras in the ears. I don't know what they're called and I don't know what color they are. I just know that we have something there that allows us to listen, and it is connected to the third eye because all intuition is connected to the third eye. For some of you, your intuition comes through in your skin. This is especially true if people break out in rashes or if they break out a lot like on their face, or just certain skin ailments will tell them about what's going on, or if like a weird bruise appears somewhere specific, something along those lines. Let's get the rest of your cards though. Yeah, this is my group of supernatural babes, so welcome. I like to have you here. Very interesting. And I feel like you become more quote supernatural whenever you are in a dire situation. Well, maybe not dire. Whenever you're in a pickle, whenever you're in a situation where, you really do need the help, you will get all the advice and help and guidance that you need. Let's get more cards for pile 3. We have the peacock's tail. Ooh. I'm being told to, I said the peacock's tail as in the tale, the story of the peacock. So somebody here is all flash, no substance. Somebody here is, and that makes sense with the butterfly because they're also flashy. Somebody here cares a little bit too much about appearances. And I feel like that got in the way of, like somebody here or something, it could be somebody else. They care so much about appearances that they would rather make up a story that makes them look good than tell the truth. What do we have? We have the great work. Yeah. And sparks of light. Maybe your vision is also amplifying here, pile 3. It's kind of like you're in a situation that is forcing you to become a lot more intuitive. So your body, your aura, your whole energetic being is kind of being awakened by something in November. This could also be for you specifically a more psychic time of the year. We do go through times when we are more psychic than not. For me, it's usually the winter season because of Neptune in Capricorn. But for you, you could have something like Neptune in Sagittarius, or what else do we have? Scorpio, or
something that positively aspects that, because I feel like you're awakening to certain truths, to certain modalities. It's like people won't be able to mess with you because you see how they are trying to mess with you. That's what I'm seeing. Because the peacock's tail, you're not believing people's stories. The great work, you are doing great work. You are doing, everything that you need in order to keep you in this energy of being focused, of being intuitively connected to source, to light, to God, whoever it is that you entrust your faith into. I feel like a lot of you are becoming one with energy, and this is how you're transforming. The sparks of light, you could literally be seeing sparks of light. For some moments when I was developing my intuition, I would see purple, specifically at night. I would see it at night. I would see, like, I would be driving or I would be outside and I would see a lot of purple, like in the sky and on the road. I would just see glimmers of purple. So the sparks of light could seem like anything to you. It could literally be light. For some of you, when you're about to go to sleep and you start seeing visions, which happens to me from time to time, I feel like this is trying to tell you something. Or it could just be your third eye giving you a view into some other part of the world or to some other things that you are meant to be seeing. But I do see, yeah, you're activating something in November, pile 3. This has to be my super psychic group because the other 2 piles didn't have anything like this. Let's get the last of your cards. Pile 3. And don't be afraid. I know there can be some resistance whenever we get into this energy, but don't be afraid, pile 3. Everything will be fine. We have innovation, new creations. Yes, I love it. I love this. It's kind of like because you are suddenly waking up to certain gifts, you are starting to use them in more positive ways, which will then lead to innovation. Like you could be working with your intuition to see what it is that you need, to see what it is that you want, or to see how you could better something, whether it's your career or your relationships. You also have bright heart, light, open connections. Yeah, for some of you, like I said, this could have something to do with the relationship. And with bright heart, light, you are opening that heart chakra. You are opening it wide open. It's kind of like you love yourself so much that you're willing to be intuitive. And because you have this open heart, people are going to be so drawn to it. There's a very loving presence here for you, pile 3. And this makes me think that you and empaths, intuitives, people who work with energy naturally do this. Whenever they come around certain people, they just light them up without trying. They just, allow them to release certain energies, certain worries. People feel safe around them. And the people who don't, the people who automatically hate them despite this, they just, they want to shut it down or they want to feel some sort of way. People can get confrontational for no reason. I know I've experienced both. But for some of you, you really are lightening up the people around you. In fact, that makes sense with ofrenda, because look at all these candles. It's like you light the candles of people. If people were candles, you are the flame and you light their flame and you allow their flame to grow, and all the flames together create this beautiful warmth. So I love that. Oh yeah, and we have sparks of light. Yeah, this makes sense. And even if you look at her hands here, there's light emanating from her hands. And I truly love this energy. This makes me think of that fairy circle where maybe you're all little mushrooms gathering around in a circle and bringing beautiful energy, because I don't think fairy circles are supposed to be necessarily dangerous. I just think, they're fun, they're cute. It's where fairies gather. So we do have some numbers that are repeating. We have 44, but we also have 18 twice, so the 18th of November could be important. We also have 2 and 6, 31. I can't remember if November has 31 days. I think it only has 30, so never mind. We have the 20th as well. And I think these are all the cards. If this sounds like you, if this sounds like something you want to continue with, pile 3. Let's move on to, let's move on to your tarot reading, which I'm really excited. Knowing all of this now, knowing what energy you're coming into this month with, it's going to be exciting how each area of your life is amplified, so to speak. So we are going to start with the Cozy Witch Tarot for the general reading. For my beautiful pile 3.
We have Temperance 14. Should I take this reversed? Yes. So some of you have kind of come to, you're on a healing journey. I feel like you have been on a healing journey for this entire year, but it's kind of like it's come to a stop, or you've come to a wall, or you've hit a wall. It's like something just doesn't give you the same healing it used to, so you have to shift modalities, hence why you are upgrading this energy, or why this energy is being upgraded for you. I feel like for a lot of you, you're not going out of your way to do this. The energy is just coming in. It's like if you meditate, if you do everything that you know you're supposed to do, you're going to start seeing, well, one, these abilities show up, and two, the results of those abilities that you have been that you've downloaded. I feel like for a lot of you, you've actually downloaded this, because I'm seeing you falling asleep, and especially if you listen to things like binaural beats or to guided meditations, if you listen to certain things that would really, you know, get those intuitive juices flowing, so to speak, you've unlocked something, or you've released something, or you've made it clear that you want to let go of something and let something else in. For some of you, okay, we have, yeah, funny, I was just about to talk about this. It says toxic witches, but this is number 15, and this is supposed to be the devil card in this deck. You were dealing with some toxicity from either an individual or a group of people, and you decided to say no to that. And because you have, it's like that toxicity has been released. Be cautious of those who take more than they give. This person could have been very, like, they definitely took a lot. I do see some gossip as well. I feel like there's been some gossip around you, and even though you don't hear it, or you haven't heard of it, like there's people out here who wouldn't say it to your face, you feel that energy kind of like, how would I describe this? You know what's going on, and you feel that energy, and it messes with your head, or it makes you feel some type of way. Because I see, like, look how these two ladies have their glasses full of wine, but hers is not full of wine. You're not drinking the Kool-Aid, essentially, in November pile 3. I feel like you've always had a mind of your own. You've always been different, and you insist on being different because that is your strength. And if anybody has anything negative to say about this, you don't care for that. And maybe this is part of the reason you feel that your healing has hit a wall as well. It's like, well, if I'm healing so much, if my vibration is so high, why am I surrounded by these people who don't have anything good to say about me? So let's try and answer that. But what I'm seeing is you don't feel the need to gossip, so you don't care, is what I'm feeling. Like, you would never understand their energy, and that's a good thing, because their vibration is so low and so toxic and so insecure, and you've overcome your insecurities, so don't worry about them. Let them do whatever they want. We have the 7 of Swords, and this is reversed. Are your actions really as selfless as you think? Reverse lets me know that you've seen the error of your ways, but the 7 of Swords is also a deception. I feel like there's going to be some truth that is coming to the surface. It might have something to do with your healing. It could also help your healing. This would be like, for example, finding out that somebody that you always had a weird feeling about actually has been trying to, you know, they've been out to get you in some way, shape, or form. And now you're like, well, that makes sense. No wonder I'm feeling so awful about myself. This person is probably just, you know, sending all kinds of negative energy towards me. And because you understand that, it's easier for you to heal, knowing that it's not your fault, but that somebody else's energy is just, you know, literally stabbing at yours. We also have the Queen of Wands, and this will make you glow up. Like, you're going to become your beautiful, radiant self. Like, I feel like you've always been this way, or maybe you just, I don't know. There's something that really took away your shine or your smile for a while, but now it's like you're coming back, and with a vengeance. Replace your self-doubt with self-confidence is what this card says. Let's get one more. For some of you, if we are talking about like a romantic connection, specifically those of you who are dating or who have been ghosted, if you have felt like some sort of negative way about yourself because somebody ghosted you or they rejected you, you're going to find out exactly why they did this, and it's going to make you feel better. It's going to be like, oh, well, it's not because I'm, you know, an awful person or ugly or whatever. It's because this person, XYZ, whatever it may be. We might find that out in the love and relationship section. Let me just finish the general. Even though for November, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people. We also have the 2 of Swords reversed. It says, wake up, what is it that you truly want? You're going to find out what it is that you want. You're going to make up your mind pretty quick. Because the 2 of Swords upright is indecision, reversed, at least in this particular situation, you now know what to do about the situation. You now have the information to go forward with making a decision. If this has nothing to do with other people, like I said, if you're dealing with selling a house or something along the lines of money or that one thing you're waiting for, you will gain clarity. You will gain clarity because the truth is somebody is hiding something from you or somebody doesn't want you to do something. There is somebody meddling with your energy and you're going to find out in November and you're going to set them straight. Back of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm seeing an uprooting of some seed that somebody planted within you that you didn't want there. So yeah, let's move on to love and relationships because for the majority of you, this might have something to do with somebody that you know. So, pile 3. What's going on in love and relationships? Okay, I'm being told to pick two different... You're going to have two sections in your love and relationships. Because some of you need some clarity regarding a romantic situation. And some of you need clarity regarding the people around you, whether it's friends or family. So one's going to be platonic and one's not going to be platonic. I'm going to start with the romantic one because that one's going to be very easy. So we have the 6 of Swords. This is you moving on from a situation. You moving on from somebody, possibly. This could also be travel. Oh, okay. 3 of Cups and 4 of Cups. This makes sense. This is like you come together, you have fun, and then somebody withdrew. So you're deciding to withdraw as well. It's kind of like you've emotionally moved on from this person. And even though you had fun with them, I feel like you keep the memories very close to you, but you're not going to... It's like you're seeking reciprocity here. I almost said validity, but I feel like the word we're looking for is reciprocity. And maybe at one point you were looking for their approval, or you were like, I thought we had something good. Because like I said, for some of you, you've been ghosted or somebody just pulled away really quickly. Somebody like got what they wanted from you possibly and then just, dipped. I feel like whoever this person is, you're just moving on from them. The 4 of Cups, you do think about them from time to time because I feel like there was something emotional there. We also have the Wheel, and it was fated that you would meet this person, but I do see that this person, I don't know why I brought up this deck when I know it's so raunchy, but for a lot of you, this person, I don't think it was fated that you would meet, but why were they fated? I guess that's what you really want to know. Like, if you were meant to meet this person, why do you feel this way? I'm being told that can't be answered in one reading. So maybe I'll do something like that. 4 of Swords. To get you out of the house. I know that sounds awful, but for some of you, you were kind of sleeping. You were just kind of letting life pass you by. And this person woke something up within you. And what you are meant to take from that is that you are actually a lot more in control of your situation, that you are very attractive. If you could pull this person, you can pull a bunch of other people, better people than this one, people who actually do want to have something with you, and people who look better, even people with more money, people with better looks. You're just not seeing it right now because you, my beautiful pile 3, because you're empathic, you make bonds based on the soul. So you get attached emotionally regardless of what they look like. And this is true. I see this a lot with people. If you ever question or wonder why certain people who look a certain way get with people who look way better than them, or no, how am I trying to say this? People who look really, really good get with people who don't look anywhere near as good. It's because there's a soul bond. It's seeing people for their personality, which is what you're meant to do. But there is a dark side to that where all you do is look at their soul. Well, no, their personality. But their outside insecurity is like making them act in not so great ways. So they either dip, they pull away, they try to, maybe some of you have been gaslit. Because this person was very insecure. It may not seem like it, but they're very insecure, especially if they were really good looking. Because I don't know why I'm being shown a scale of like attractiveness. I think it's like a shallow attractiveness that this person had, as opposed to that inner beauty that most people, whenever they refer to beauty, this is what they refer to. Because I'm hearing empty barrels make the most noise. So, yeah, especially if this person had like they were all flash and no substance, even if you tried to find some substance within them, you're probably one of the few people who have. But let's move on to whoever else it is that has been pulling the wool over your eyes, because I don't think it's just this person. I'm seeing a pattern here. So we have the Knight of Swords. Somebody who refuses to say anything. This is somebody who's an awful communicator. It could be a friend. This is somebody who just likes to have one over on you somehow. Like they always feel the need to be in control, but they're awful at communicating. So they do it in other ways, like maybe owning something of yours. We have the Seven of Pentacles. It could be somebody you work with. The Seven of Pentacles is somebody that you would build a long-lasting connection with. So either somebody you work with or family. If it is family, it's family that you have property with or that you share finances with. We have the Page of Swords. They're kind of expecting you to not know anything. They're kind of hoping that you're stupid enough to not figure things out. But the thing is, this person isn't that smart. I'm really getting that. Yeah. King of Wands, the most they do, the most they have is some sort of authority over you. So this could easily be a parent or an older relative. If it's a friend, it's like, I'm getting fire sign energy. Like they're very outgoing, charismatic. So they know how to charm people. They know exactly what to do and say to get people on their side. And then the last two cards, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So this was meant to be a karmic lesson on keeping things balanced between you and this person. I do see things working out, mostly because, especially if it's family, you have no choice but to work things out. And if it's a friend, you kind of don't want to lose them over this. You're just kind of like, hey, this isn't okay. I feel like you're going to have a talk and you're going to balance things out. But somebody here was hoping that you didn't catch on to something. Somebody here was hoping that you were as smart as you are, but you are, and this person isn't. And you know, they result to other ways of getting a hold of you, of having control over you. And now let's move on to career and finances. So pile 3, I'm being told to look at the back of the deck for love and relationships. We have the Ace of Wands. This is you taking back control of, well, maybe not, control is not the right word. This is you lighting that candle. You're lighting the light within people, and by doing that, you forgive them and you move on with the circumstances. You move on regardless of what's going on, because I see you forgiving everybody involved here, believe it or not. Let's go ahead and get your career and finances though. Pile 3. I'm gonna lay them all out, and I'm gonna try not to get ahead of myself, because sometimes when I see the cards, I'm like, oh, I see this story already. I see it unfolding. So we have the High Priestess. Like I said, that intuition. You are putting it to good use this month for sure. 8 of Cups. 2 of Wands. 6 of Cups. Some of you, I don't know if there's like a previous job or if you're going back to something. Like maybe, oh, okay, that's why. Queen of Pentacles. I'm seeing you come back to an old environment in terms of work, whether it's an old skill you used to have or an old work environment. You're coming back to this to see not just how much you've grown, but also to prove your intuition right. You're going to see something unfold here, because the moon, especially if you work at night, you're going to see certain things unfold and just be proven right to you. Because like I said, you're very intuitive, or you're becoming very intuitive. It's like you're working the night shift and you see people's true identities or true realities here. So you're going to see some things, and not all of it pretty. Yeah, back of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. This is somebody who's argumentative, somebody who doesn't want certain things to be found out. Somebody is hiding something. Lots of secrets, lots of hiding stuff in the month of November, and you're uncovering it, because November to me has always been a month of truth, because this is Scorpio and Sagittarius season, and there's nothing stronger within truth in astrology than these two particular signs, because Scorpio gets through to the heart of the matter. They solve any mystery, and Sagittarius is blunt enough that they will say the truth. Doesn't matter if it hurts, doesn't matter who needs to hear it, how to say it, they will say it. So it's kind of like, yeah, it feels like Not necessarily whistleblower energy. That was more pile two. If you're coming from that pile, this could just be confirmation. Because I see you going back to a particular energy or a particular environment and feeling that in that environment you didn't thrive or that you couldn't grow, but then you go back and realize that nobody else in that environment has grown either, and you're just glad you got out of it. Or you're starting to see the patterns of what that environment was, and then you realize, oh, well, it's no wonder I was always stressed here. All these people do XYZ. Or, oh, it's no wonder I always felt less than here. It's because of this. It's like you start realizing why you couldn't thrive there. And you're grateful for realizing that or understanding that. If people have replaced you, you're going to quickly see that whoever replaced you, it's because you were too good for that environment and this person fitted that mold a lot better, unfortunately. Because the Queen of Pentacles, I'm seeing nurturing some long-standing secret or ailment or something. Like this person probably fits in with that crew a lot more than you do, and you were never meant for that anyway. You were meant for a better throne. You were meant for something. Yeah, Ace of Cups. You were meant for better beginnings. For some, yeah, the world. Oh my gosh. It's like you're closing a chapter in your career. You're closing a chapter. In terms of finances, I feel like you will find hidden money somehow. Like maybe somebody owes you money or somebody gifts you some money, or you find a check that was meant to be for you that was never cashed or something like that. Because this is secrecy. There is a lot of secrecy in November, and I get it. This is Scorpio season, but geez, pile three. No wonder your intuition has amplified, because people they've been hiding things from you, whether it was meant to hurt you or not. Because for some of these people, like these coworkers here, I don't think they were meant to hurt you. I just think they prefer doing things their way, and your way of doing things wasn't allowing them to get away with the way they were doing things. So they had to get rid of you. It's like you were too honest for that environment, or you were too, for some of you, you may have been too sober. Because I know there are certain work situations where people, they're all alcoholics, or they all have some sort of substance that they rely on to get them through the day, and you were never that way, and you've refused to be that way. So they didn't like that and they wanted you gone. It's like, well, pile three never goes out to drink with all of us, and little do they know that they actually have a problem. So they needed to get rid of you, or maybe they were all just liars, and you decided to be the honest one and they didn't want that. I don't know, it's just something disheartening, because I feel like you kind of wish these people weren't that way, but they are. So pile three. Sometimes the nerves we feel isn't anything that is wrong with us. It's just the energy of the people around us, knowing that they are up to no good. Because like I said, I'm not just a tarot reader. I'm also empathic. I'm intuitive, and I feel energy. Like I can tell when people have stuff going on. I'll get near them and I'll just know things. Most likely in public, like in person, not so much online. Online, it's easy to fake things, especially with AI now. Like I'm trying to learn how to determine AI versus like people, but some people have adapted to that online mentality where like, and this is true if you meet people online and then you meet them in person and they're like a whole different vibe. It's like, whoa, I didn't expect you to be like that at all. It's because there's like that third party of that online persona, whoever that is, that can be its own energy. But I don't know, I just felt like that was a random thing to share. I'm not sure who needed to hear that. So for your closing advice, I'm going to get an angel card for you, pile three. Self-criticism. We, your angels, ask you to please be more compassionate towards yourself. Observe the times when you have critical thoughts about you, and make an effort to replace these negative thoughts with positive, loving ones. You are a wondrous being of light, even if at times you think you are less than perfect. Remember that God and divine perfection exist in all things. Yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling. For some of you, your anxiety, that self-criticism is actually other people's criticisms that you've internalized. And I feel like this comes more from your youth or from your childhood, especially if you had a very critical parent or critical people around you. It's just, for some of you, you feel that criticism is very natural, or that it's something that is meant to be, like it's normal. But the truth is,
it's the self-love that is supposed to be normal. So you might be rewiring yourself in order to accept and receive love and beautiful things said and heard about you. Let's go ahead and get, these are from my handmade oracle. I just took some postcards and wrote some quotes on it. Let's get this one. The wounds won't seem to heal. This pain is just too real. There's just too much that time cannot erase. This is Evanescence, my immortal. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, like I said, you've been on a healing journey for almost a year or so, like for a long time, maybe many years, maybe several months. I feel like it's that wall that you've hit. You feel like, oh, there's just, I can't heal anymore. I've done all the work. I've done everything. How much more do I need to do? You're finally going to come to the conclusion of that. You're finally going to tear down that wall, break open that barrier, and find something new on the other side. You will be rewarded for it. If a physical place calls you, ask why. The answer is there. You know what's funny? I was just doing astrocartography, and this is where your astrological chart kind of lines up with the map of the world. I would look into what places you like or that you've been to and see what particular placements are there. For example, I have my sun trines Saturn, so I don't mind hard work. When I went to Rome, I loved that place. Is it a difficult place to be in and navigate? Yeah, well, one, I don't speak the language that fluently. Two, you have to walk. It's a different way of being. It's also very ancient, but it felt right to me. Like I loved it. For some of you, it could be just look to where your moon sign and your Venus sign are. This is where you heal. Also Chiron. I'm not sure if the astrocartography overlies Chiron, but I would look to that because that is the healing asteroid. And Jupiter as well. Jupiter, Neptune. I would just look at your astrocartography. But even regardless, some of you could be called to go somewhere, to move on to something. Because this physical place might not be so physical. It might be more like a emotional space. Let's get one more. Laughter is the language of the soul. Pablo Neruda. Oh my gosh. Laughter is the language of the soul. You know what's weird? Back when I started doing these readings, and I still do this to this day, especially if it's like in person, I get giggly whenever I take in a lot of energy or when I'm like working with energy. Like to me, that's a way that I download energy is through giggling or that I release it as well. So for a lot of you, laughter is in the cards for you this particular month. I feel like you're going to be laughing with people. Laugh with somebody that you haven't laughed with in a long time is what I'm hearing. Reach out to somebody and laugh with them. Because I feel like they need it. And I feel like they miss you. This could be a friend. This could be, for some of you, I'm hearing a relationship. So if you are currently in a relationship and you haven't really had, a fun day with your partner in a while, do take the time to laugh with them. Somebody here needs either your sense of humor or your laughter. Let's get some runes for pile 3. Okay, you got 4. I think everyone's been getting 4. Anyway, we have, this is Wunjo, joy. Yeah, you need some joy. Or no, wait, this is Wunjo. Which is this one? Thuri sauce. This is protection. And this is joy. But it's funny that I already kind of knew this would be there. So it's like you're protected from anything that is meant to hurt you. All you have to do is focus on the joy, focus on the laughter, focus on the love. We have Kanas, good luck. I do feel that you will come into an amazing amount of luck this particular month, pile 3. And then we have Berkano, love. Yeah. Open your heart up to love. Open it up to joy. You are divinely protected. And then let's get some of my animal cards, forest friends cards. For pile 3. Okay, that was a lousy shuffle. Let me just make through this. Pile 3. Oh, a unicorn. I was just reading up on unicorns this morning. Creativity. You are unique and magical. Let your creativity shine forth. Some of you need a creative outlet, whatever that outlet may be, whether it's through drawing, painting, music, dancing, something creative here. What's funny is that I was reading up on unicorns and there's something about, like, I believe unicorns were some sort of animal that is now extinct, and maybe they went extinct because of their horns. I feel like people sold them, or they were, considered kind of like how people do with, rhinos or elephant tusks. Like, I feel like it was valuable, so they became extinct. That's just my theory. Don't quote me on that. That is not fact. So I feel like for some of you, it's not that your creativity is going extinct, but it's like it's rare now when people see you happy, or when they see you laughing, or when they see you being a true version of yourself. And I understand, sometimes life just gets ahead of us. Sometimes life brings us too much that we have to deal with. But you have to make time to be yourself, to bring laughter and joy into your life, because you have to remember to be you. You have to remember to show the people around you how much you love and appreciate them, and to leave things in a good space, especially if there's somebody in the past that I feel like you might need to make it up to, or try to have a conversation with. Take that if it resonates. That just came out of nowhere. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. This is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.
Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the beautiful flower agate and the black thorn card, then we have a reading here for you for the month of November. We're going to see what the themes of November will be for you, what could happen in November, as well as the tarot is going to give us the general, the love, relationship, and the career and finance readings for you. So for whatever reason, I have 50 cents, is it candy shop? I have 50 cents candy shop stuck in my head. Not sure why. I don't know if some of you are dealing with candy this month, or something sweet. I don't even know what the song is about, because it's been so long since I've heard it. And maybe some of you are just fans of 50 Cent. I don't know. But I haven't heard that song in a while. I know it's like, there's, double entendre everywhere. Euphemisms. I don't know. I'll probably look that song up after this reading and figure it out. But let's go ahead and see what's going on for you in November, pile 4. We have papel picado, which is, I don't know what you call it in English, but it's these banners made of paper. And you see it a lot in Mexican, it's a design, it's a decor, essentially, for parties. And it's crepe paper, or tissue paper that you cut out, and there's designs in it. And of course we have it for Day of the Dead here, because this is a Day of the Dead reading, and there's skulls in it. For some of you, you could be decorating, you could be very artistic. I see a flag. For some of you, you could be like waving a flag, showing off a flag for something. We have familia, family. So family could be of importance this month. We also have tamales. I love tamales. I'll explain more. And La Llorona. I see some stuff happening at a family gathering. I see some stuff. La Llorona, I'm being told to take her literally, because it is talking about the myth of La Llorona, who, the myth goes that she drowned her children, and when she realized what she's done, she starts crying about it. But she did this due to the madness of finding out that her lover either cheated on her or left her for somebody else, something along those lines. So I feel like regardless, I take this card as drama. You are dealing with family drama. And it's interesting that we have a party, so it could be drama at a family party, or any party that could involve close friends. For some of you, this could be your found family, your friends. But I am going to read from the book for tamales, because they are a very old recipe, like tamales have been around for a very long time. I used to make them, and this would be the time of year to make them. But let's see what the book has to say. Unwrap your outer layers and reveal your most delicious interior. Oh, things are being revealed here. My beloved, let yourself be enveloped by my love, cradled by my care, and fed by my gratitude. You're pulled this card because I want you to know how thankful I am for the unique ways you've loved me. This does make me think of Thanksgiving. If you're the kind of family that makes tamales during Thanksgiving, that would make sense. But I'm also thinking of things coming to the surface, things being revealed during a particular family gathering. And I feel like they were
concealed out of love, or maybe people just didn't tell you in order to protect you. That's what I'm getting from La Llorona. Because I do feel that for some of you, you're coming across either dark secrets or some sort of drama that you weren't aware of at a family gathering. So in the US, we have Thanksgiving during November. So this could be during that time of year, or it could be within your friend group. Maybe certain things are revealed within the friend group that nobody really realized, which is very interesting. I feel like, yeah, for my Pile 4, you're dealing with drama this month. Not all of it bad. Sometimes drama is just that which is hard to reveal and is revealed. I'm also going to read for Papel Picado. Your warriors are paper thin. Sorry, your worries are paper thin. That was so rude. Your warriors? No, your worries are paper thin. My beautiful one, you've selected this card to be reminded no matter how real your anguish may seem, from my vantage point, it's flimsy and shot full of holes. Take a moment to consider the nature of paper, the delicate substance this text is inscribed upon, its malleability, and its ability to carry a message. The question to ask yourself is, what message do you want to broadcast? Do you want to stream a story of tragedy or triumph, pain or pleasure, sorrow or sweetness? You are the storyteller and can rewrite the script, the artist who can pound the pulp of your life into an emblem of ecstatic freedom. Yeah, so it's kind of like what you do with this information is up to you. If it involves you directly, you have more control over the situation than you realize. Because it is possible that people are talking about you without your consent. And another way to see this is that if you have somehow become part of a story that you don't want to be, you can rewrite that whichever way you want. And I'm not telling you to lie about it. It's more a reframing. Because if people are saying things about you and you're typically the kind of person who just doesn't really care or doesn't really, you don't do anything about it. You're like, yeah, whatever. I feel like, okay, the way I just caught my breath there. The way you're about to speak up about something where people have made you out to be something you're not is going to be so powerful for you. You're not letting people tell your own story anymore. You're not letting people make you out to be something that you're not. This could be within a family as well, because that family card really makes me think these are people who are supposed to be close to you. So family or friends. Let's go ahead and get more cards though. We have Straw Bale, 37. It's time you step out of your comfort zone, take up space, and reach new heights. Yeah, you're not letting people tell you what to do. You're taking up space and you're moving forward. We also have Mountain Cabin, 27. There are times when solitude can be healing and enlightening. I do see some of you seeking solitude from the situation, and or for those of you who go to the mountains during this time of year, that could be important because I love going to the mountains this time of year, especially where I live. The trees change color. The leaves go from green to like this beautiful rusty red or orange. It's just beautiful. So for those of you going to the mountains, this is just confirmation of that. If not, this is you seeking solitude. We also have pumpkin spice and apple cider, 30. Nothing is more nostalgic than the joy of belonging in your presence. Yeah, it's like you're going to be comforted by, by the season. For those of you who love either pumpkin spice or apple cider, there's something about being nurtured by the things you eat, the things you drink, and the environment around you. It's like you're taking the time to really notice things. I'm thinking of the mindfulness practice where you really just sit with yourself and look at everything around you to learn to refocus, especially those of you who have autism and you really need to focus on your environment. That's what I'm getting. Take that only if it resonates. I'm not very familiar with autism, but I know some people have that where they need to really focus on the environment. I forget what it's called. But I'm thinking of hypersensitivity, like needing to focus on the feelings around you. The number 30 is important as well because it's already come up twice. Well, let's see what else is coming through. So the 30th of November could be important, or some of you could be turning 30 in November. Let's get your alchemy cards for my pile 4 this month of November. We have Venus. So yeah, I feel like some of you are turning towards art this particular month because these colors are resonating with the ones in the Day of the Dead cards, oddly enough. The bright pink and the cyan blue. But Venus is also a planet of beauty, and it is a planet of artistic ability as well. If you're very artistic and people really like your work, chances are you have a very prominent Venus. We also have Quicksilver. This came out in another pile, and I forget which one it is, but I'm getting the feeling of what I remember from that pile is the shifting between worlds. So for some of you, you are shifting between like the life that you want and the life everybody else wants, or shifting between this hermit energy that I'm finding, well, that I'm seeing you find, or this more, I'm hearing elaborate social setting. I'm not sure if some of you are new to certain social circles or you're trying to balance out your alone time with your social time, but you're balancing between worlds. And we also have resin, something set in stone. Quite, well, not set in stone because resin isn't stone, but some of you could literally work with resin. Some of you could be, you could make like resin art and sell it on Etsy because I see that a lot. But I'm getting the feeling that some of you are trying to solidify something. I'm thinking of a time capsule, or like you recording certain things, like you're setting the record straight and making sure that people see it. So you could be posting something on social media, or I don't know, something where people are going to be able to see something that you responded to because people are saying certain things about you. It doesn't have to be social media. It could just be you. I don't know. You're doing something because of this particular energy that people are trying to make you out to be something that you're not, that they are revealing certain things either to you or about you. Because sometimes when people reveal things, it's not even made with the intent to enlighten you, it's made with the intent to hurt you or to have some power over you, is what I'm hearing. So do be mindful, or do take into account what exactly it is that people are trying to tell you and why. It's like, why are you telling me this? Why is this? What is going on? What is the purpose behind you letting me know this information, or you revealing my information? Because there's something a bit of a power control here. I'm going to read from the book for Blackthorn because I think I meant to and I forgot. So from the book, an old woman stands in the woods, her back bent, a raven on her shoulder, and a staff on Blackthorn holding her up. Despite her fragile appearance, it is, oh, I hope I pronounced his name right, Kayleigh, the guardian of ancient woodlands. People may underestimate you, but you know the true power that lurks within, especially when you are surrounded by people and places that you love. Don't let other people's opinions take away your confidence in your own abilities. Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting. That certain people are trying to make you feel a certain way, but the truth is, you know where you stand in your power. You know that you've been through worse. You know that no one can make you feel any type of way without your permission. This is very much you standing within the power. Even because I'm getting from you, pile 4, somebody who's typically very quiet and not very outspoken, or you don't really feel the need to constantly be defending yourself, or to, you have nothing to prove to anybody. But the fact that somebody is out here disrespecting you or attempting to get you to feel some sort of way, I feel like that's where you draw the line. It's like, I'm hearing you think or say, I know what you're doing, and that's cute, but it's not going to work because this is how I am and this is how you are, and you need to stop. And I feel like people, believe it or not, some people may be intimidated by this side of you, or they may be intimidated in general, and that's why they go around talking crap about you, because they don't have the nerve to say it to your face, but they'll tell everybody else about it. Very interesting, because the people that I'm feeling, they're people who feel they have some sort of power or leverage over you, but they're actually not, whoever these people may be. And you can take that background noise as confirmation. I don't know where I heard this from, but I remember, I really don't, but it's a saying. Empty barrels make the most noise. And every time I hear those super loud cars in this neighborhood, that's what I think of. Because I'll be honest, and this isn't me trying to be mean to anybody in this neighborhood, but people in this neighborhood, not the highest vibration, not the best mindset. It is a small town, so they have certain small town ideals. So the fact that we have so many loud cars in this neighborhood, I'm like, that makes sense. They probably know that they're not the smartest, or maybe even not the nicest, so they make up for it by having obnoxiously loud cars. And that, again, that's not me talking trash about everybody in this neighborhood. There are people who, just enjoy having a loud car. But if I'm honest about my surroundings sometimes, because it's obnoxious, why would you disrupt peace? Okay, so we have earth magic, fearlessness, removing obstacles. Yes, this is what you're doing. You are removing obstacles. For some of you, this could have something to do with a neighborhood or like a community at large, if it's not a family or a friend group, because I was just talking about my own community. We also have courage, strength, fierceness, and family. There is family again. For some of you, it could be family. But I'm also thinking of the strength card in tarot. You're overcoming your weaknesses. And abundance, fortune, wealth, and plenty. So the month of November is going to bring you a lot of abundance. I see you not having to spend too much money on something. I see people gifting you things early, even though it's not yet the Christmas season for some of you. I see people wanting to give to you for whatever reason, because this abundance energy comes from a place of joy and from a place of people wanting to do more for you because they feel that they haven't done enough for you. Maybe some people feel bad about how things went down, so they're doing extra things for you. And maybe some people are just, I feel like they're making it up to you. They know that where they've messed up. Maybe some people who were partaking in this particular gossipy energy were actually, they actually do care about you, were actually your friends. They actually have, they wanted to have your back, but maybe they got caught up in the talk of whatever it was. Like, I see people trying to make it up to you. Maybe somebody here felt that they should have defended you within the family when they couldn't. And that makes sense. If people fear backlash from the family, then maybe they feared that particular energy themselves. And it's up to you whether you forgive them or not. It's up to you whether you understand them or not, because it all depends on who this is. Because sometimes it's hard to blame the younger siblings or like the younger members of the family for partaking in something when that's all they knew, when that's all they understood. And they understood that if they acted up, they would be treated like you, I say this having seen this a lot in family dynamics. But let's move on to the rest of your reading. So we're going to go on to the Cozy Witch Tarot for the general reading. And this will give us some indication of what in general is happening for you in November. We have the Lovers. Will you or won't you? The choice is yours. I do see relationships, specifically romantic or one-on-one relationships, being important this month for you. Pile 4, whether you want that to be the case or not. If you're already in a relationship, this is even more so. Like, your relationship will be a theme of this month. We have the Ace of Cups. It wanted to come out reversed. There's like for some of you, somebody could be trying to come back in your life. And you don't know how you feel about that. Do you feel that in your heart, that's potential, dear? And like I said, for some of you, this could be family that wants to reach out and apologize. I see people really wanting to take care of you in November because of either some past situation where you were the talk of some particular situation, or you know what this is? It's kind of like if somebody here hears people talk bad about you, they may listen and they may be there. They may even laugh or joke, or some of them might defend you right there. But I'm seeing somebody feel bad about how people are talking about you, and they come like they're going to have a heart-to-heart with you, or they might talk to you about it. We have the Four of Wands. Why aren't you resting? So some of you really do need to rest, because reversed, it's like you're finding it hard to find time for yourself. We also have the Nine of Wands reversed. It would take a hell of a lot more to defeat you. Yes, absolutely yes. They wanted to come out reversed. I'm not taking it reversed. It takes a lot more than these words or this energy or these people to bring you down, because honestly, pile 4, you've been through it already. You're used to this, unfortunately. Tower reversed, you're preventing where in the past this would have sent you spiraling or made you mad, or giving you your own little inner storm. It's not bothering you anymore. If anything, it's like, well, of course they're acting this way. Of course they're saying that. That's them. And I'm me. And thank goodness I'm not them or part of them anymore. That's what I'm getting. Back of the deck, we have 4 of Pentacles. You're just letting shit go. You're just letting stuff go this month. It's like, yeah, whatever. Let them talk. I figured they would. Who cares? Or, I don't know. For some of you, you're just so unbothered by the energy. Like, you'll hear about it. And people may even try to get you to react a certain way, but you're just so unbothered. Because I do see you focusing on the people who do care about you with the Lover's card and the Ace of Cups. I do see people, I see some wobbly ones, like some people don't know whether to approach you or not. Some people don't know what's going on. I am getting the sense though that some of you might just have this kind of energy where you might be somebody who doesn't cry in public, or you don't let things phase you, but that doesn't mean you don't have feelings. So just take that if it resonates. Let's see relationships, love and relationships, friendships, family for the month of November. We have the Four of Wands. Yeah, you're just out here having a great time. Okay, pile 4. I'm switching it up on you because I've been using this very raunchy tarot for the love reading. Because, I don't know, but the first card was Four of Wands. It's not here, but just take my word on it. You're out here having a great time regardless. Let's use the Wild Unknown Tarot for the rest of the reading. I don't know yet if I'm going to do 4 or 5 piles, but let's see. Pile 4. We have the Two of Pentacles. You're realizing where your relationships have become unbalanced. It's kind of like you understand that you would do things for people, but maybe they wouldn't do the same for you. Like you would be okay, like defending people, you know, sticking your neck out for people, helping them out. But some people may not do that for you. And I feel like you're trying to pull back in any energy where this is the case, where you're not going to F with people if they don't F with you, essentially. We also have the Two of Swords reversed. Yeah. You're figuring out who, I mean, I'm quite literally seeing who to block and who not to block, or who to communicate with, who to not. Like you're just going through your own mental list of people and deciding, do I even want to bother with this person? It's like, how have they shown up for me? And that's not you keeping score. I just feel like this particular month, you're realizing that if you're putting far too much into something or someone, it's not worth it anymore. Yeah, Page of Swords. There's something about being, like, something about communication. People not talking to you, or you deciding not to talk to them. We have the Queen of Cups. Am I meant to take her reversed? Kind of. You're tending to your own needs. You're tending to your own emotions here. Like I said, some of you are seeking solitude, so maybe you're distancing yourself from certain people. It's like if they don't nurture you emotionally, you're not going to bother with them. Because I know for a fact that you do. I know that you care. Some of you have a very big and loving heart, and you would do anything for certain people. You would bring the world to them, but there's people out there who wouldn't do the same for you. We have the Wheel of Fortune. I never take this card reversed, because what I'm seeing is that fate was meant to bring this specific scenario to your attention. Because for a lot of you, you were pouring far too much energy into relationships that were very one-sided. Back of the deck, we have, Four of Swords, taking a rest. So you might not be taking a rest physically, but mentally and emotionally you are. You are kind of done with something. And it's not a sense of finality here, so I don't see you cutting people off completely. It's more like you're taking a break from them, or you're pulling back to see if they give more. It's like you're pulling back to see who actually shows up for you. I mentioned this in another reading as well, so I feel like this is going to be a common theme this month, where there are certain instances where if you're sitting in a room with somebody, you strike up the conversation, you keep the conversation going, you ask questions, and you interact. But if it was up to that person to initiate conversation, they would never say anything, and there would be nothing there. That's what I'm getting. And I feel, especially in the dating world, if you're currently dating, this is true. Like, you'll go on dates and it feels like you're carrying the whole conversation. And why must that be the case? Why is the other person not also interested? Because it takes more than just showing up somewhere and saying hi to show interest. Like, that's not how this is. And then at the end of the date, they might expect something. It's like, no, that's not how this works. Someone needs to teach certain people how to have, a one-on-one connection. And honestly, because we have some feminine energy here with the daughter and the mother, you could be hanging around people who just don't value or appreciate feminine energy, or I guess women in general. For those of you who are dating men and you're a woman yourself, you could be dealing with that kind of energy, unfortunately, this month. Because I I'm gonna go ahead and start the rest of your reading, but I was currently in a situation where I was at work and this older gentleman got very confrontational with me. And, you know, I brushed it off. I'm used to people being rude in my face. But then the security person of that building, he came up to me, you know, he asked me, are you okay? He's like, you handled it very well. And I was like, well, yeah, what was I supposed to do? I'm tiny, I'm 5'1", and this man, bigger in every sense of the word, taller, not muscular, just, you know. But he, the security person said, yeah, well, if it's only because you're a woman, if you were a man, he wouldn't have tried that. And that stuck with me. It's an unfortunate truth that he told me. It's like, you know what, you're right. If I was a man, he wouldn't have spoken to me that way. He wouldn't have gotten as confrontational. But anyway, some of you might be dealing with that energy this month, so do take care. My beautiful pile 4. And of course, if you're in the LGBTQ community and you're very obviously in the LGBTQ community, that could also be the case, unfortunately. So do take care, please. Let's go ahead and get the rest of your cards. So finances and career, we have the Page of Swords. So when it comes to your career, you're also checked out, because the Page of Swords upright, you're interested, you care, you're trying. Reversed, you're checked out, and I don't blame you. Especially if it's the holiday season where you're at, you're just checked out. We have the Five of Wands, and it's funny, I was just talking about my small confrontation at work. I feel like some of you just, it's not that you're gonna have a confrontation at work, it's more that you're gonna have little battles every now and then throughout this month, because people are stressed or people may want to take certain things out on you. Unfortunately, I don't know if this would be within the workplace. Yeah, it's not within the workplace, because I see the workplace trying to really take care of you. I feel like with your coworkers, you're having a great time. Some of you could go to like a company party or something here with the Four of Wands. Yeah, and this came out in the love and relationships and friendship section too. So you're having a good time this November, regardless of all the drama around you, regardless of everything that you are noticing. And especially in spite of what people are trying to say about you. We have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. What this is that you're no longer wasting time on things that you know are not going to bring you any sort of income, of return. Like some of you, if you put your money into something in terms of investments, you're pulling out because it's not bringing you anything else. This is mainly to do with money and career. So, like if you're in a job that isn't really paying you that well, I feel like you will drop it by the end of this month, because it's like, this is too much. For some of you, this is too time consuming for something that isn't paying you enough. And then let's get one more. We have the Three of Pentacles. So there is a little bit of disharmony at work. I don't see it with your coworkers. This is more, yeah, because it even says here, office politics. It could have something to do with the people in charge, or seeing how the people in charge do certain things. And if for some of you, this is like the final straw in you pulling back from this job, I feel like you will take it. Like you might just decide, I'm going to quit in the November and spend the rest of my year, the rest of December, having the best time of my life. I do see this a lot during the holidays. Some people who are ready to retire and quit, they'll always do so like right before the holidays or at the beginning of the holiday season, because they want to, they want a nice holiday season, a nice Christmas, the New Year, whatever it is that they celebrate. And back of the deck, lovers. Okay, some of you could be finding good relationships at work. If you already work with somebody that you're dating, this makes sense. But some of you, you're building good friendships and connections at work. Regardless, I feel like people do care about you, or you're learning more about people, and this is showing you that you actually do have friends at work. I mean, that does happen. The people that we work with can end up becoming our good friends, even though we were only brought together by the purpose of making a living. For some of you, if you have a career where you really are passionate about the things you want, it makes sense because you already have similar ideals to this person. But for others of you, if this was just supposed to be a money job, I feel like you end up being pleasantly surprised by the people that you meet here, and you end up having deeper connections with them. But take that only if it resonates. So yeah, this is a very lively month for you, pile 4. I'm kind of loving it. And I am sending you all the best. But let's move on to your closing advice before we end this. For some of you, you are leaving behind something. And I feel like it's bittersweet, but it was necessary. And sometimes when people find out that you're about to leave for good, their true colors come out. Because I've been in plenty of situations where I've left a job behind and suddenly, oh, all the people who had a crush on me come forward. It's like, oh, you know, I always liked you. I'm like, what? Where is this coming from? Because they feel that they were never going to see you again. Or I don't know, something along those lines. Or people are like, you know what? I always believed in you. Like that one boss who always gave you a hard time. I always believed in you. It's like, did you? Did you? Or are you just saying that because you're no longer having to deal with me? Let's start with your runes, pile 4. Okay, we have Fehu. I feel like almost every single pile has had Fehu. This is the rune of abundance, and I love it. For a lot of you, you're getting more money this month, or you're getting a bonus. A lot of you, it could be an abundance of security. Maybe you finally have a roof over your head, or you have enough food, or something. Like something very basic is abundant here. It could be an abundance of time or an abundance of love. We have, this is Naughties, which is a disruption. We also have Ewas, which is trust. It's like whenever a disruption comes into your life, trust that it's for a reason. Trust that it's for a greater good. And Gebo, which is interactions. Yeah, for some of you, you're dealing with people. A lot of you, honestly, there's a relationship here somewhere in November that is of importance. And if you're already in one, that makes sense. But if you're currently single, I feel like there's going to be people who see you and wonder why you're single. And they're going to try and not make that be the case, if that makes sense. Somebody here, this is very cute. I'm getting an energy for those of you who are single. There's somebody who likes you and they're not trying to force anything. And they do have a very clever mind, but they're trying to cleverly be something for you or trying to impress you with like their wittiness or their intelligence. Like they're trying to impress you in a very cute, low-key way. Like they don't want to be in your face about it, but they like you and they want to impress you. It's very cute. And it's very light and playful. So this isn't something passionate, romantic, out of nowhere. No, this person, you probably already know them. It's very light and playful. It feels safe. And I think it's about time you get something safe, pile 4. Let's get the rest of your cards. These are the ones that I made. I'll see you again. Yeah. Oh, for some of you, there's somebody coming back around in November. And or if you are leaving something behind, you will see them again. Somebody wants to see you again, essentially. We also have this one. I want to protect you from everyone and everything. Look, there's people out there who really want to protect you from some BS that they've heard or something where, like I said, they're seeing the injustices done towards you when you're not around, or the things people are talking about you when you're not around. Like they want to protect you. This could be friends. This could be that lover person. It could be certain family members. We also have this card. Something must be real and or released. I'm hearing yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're trying to see who here is actually being real with you and who you have to let go. And then the last one. Just because it's unusual doesn't mean it's not true, nor does it mean it's not for you. So yeah, there could be some weird rumors about you. And some people don't want to believe it. I feel like some people will want clarity regarding this. So look out and watch for those people who are asking for clarity. And then ask yourself why certain information about you is going around. Let's get your angel cards. Or just one card. I think I've picked out only one card for most people. We have this one. Manifestation. Believe in yourself, trust your instincts, and follow your heart. For in doing so, you shall manifest all your heart desires. The life you have for so long aspired to create will soon manifest. You're manifesting in November. Plain and simple. You're manifesting some amazing things. And I feel like you won't really see much of that until the following month or even the beginning of next year. But you're already going to start see it come in the form of people and abundance, whatever abundance may mean to you, because it's not always money. It could be an abundance of health, love, good times, and laughter. I do see a lot of laughter. Okay, we have, oh my gosh, it's a seal. Seal or Selkie, mystical transformation. Get in tune with the rhythms of the ocean and ride the wave of metamorphosis. Yeah, and again, Seal or Selkie, are these people, is this situation, is it worth it or not? Is something here real or not? Are you wasting your time, or is this something worth investing in? But this is where I leave you, pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, beautiful pile 5. If you chose the card Poppy and the stone pyrite and a little bit of quartz, then we have your reading here for you for the month of November. I almost wasn't going to do a pile 5, but I kept being called to just keep channeling, because a lot of stuff energetically and spiritually is happening in November. I think in general, but also specifically for people who are watching my video, I guess. So we have Poppy, and I know, is it the poppy flower that is important during November that we wear for remembrance? We don't do it in the States as much, but I know like the British Commonwealth or places that formerly used to be part of the British Commonwealth do. So maybe poppy flowers are important to you, but we also have this skull here, which makes me think of rebirth, of death and rebirth, something ending, something beginning. This is also the month of Day of the Dead, which, as you know, I love to do readings for it. I have a little bit of that setup here going on. So November is going to be a very pivotal month for you, pile 5. I feel like that's why I was called to do this. We also have the number 6. So I'm not doing a 6th pile. I just need to get on with the readings. But there's something important here about transformation. Transformation, and for a lot of you, you're reinventing yourself is what I want to say. I feel like you're going through some sort of amazing new perspective, new way of approaching life. And why this is, I'm not sure. This is definitely Scorpio energy though. Like, that's what I love about Scorpio season. They say it's the last 3 months of the year that people are more likely to make like bigger changes in their life. And I always say it's like, well, duh, that's the beginning of Scorpio season. And I feel like that really, it's a catalyst to make the most amount of change. I almost said a trigger, but trigger is not the word. It may feel like a trigger at first. Maybe it's something negative that makes you want to do this change, but it is a catalyst for you to upgrade, to level up, to change everything about you and feel comfortable within the change. What I love about Scorpio energy is that you become comfortable with the change, but it's not like, for example, Aquarius does changes for the sake of changing. Taurus doesn't like to change, and then Leo, they will keep things as they are if it's working for them. But Scorpio understands that transformation is necessary, not because they like it, but because that's how we grow. So I feel like it kind of feels like a necessary evil, but you won't feel the evil, if that makes any sense. It's just necessary for us to grow and develop and let go of things and let in new things. Okay, so pile 5. Oh, super strong energy here. We have copal or copal. Some of you could work with this. Is it a resin? I've never really used copal. It's not my favorite, but I do work with frankincense. I haven't burned it in a long time. I may do that today. But incense in general, this is clearing out energy. This is cleansing out energetic spaces. You can do this with any incense, but maybe some of you are being really called to use copal. Like I said, if it benefits you, if you work with it, you could use sage, you could use palo santo, you could use whatever it is that you need. Incense in general. We also have cruz, which is a cross. Interesting, which is 11. I am getting, this is so interesting. I'm going to read from the book because some of you could come from a Christian or Catholic background, or you could be combining aspects of that particular belief system that you have with a more spiritual one. I see a blending of like everything that has made you into the spiritual person you are today, whether that's your religion, spiritual beliefs, or just the things you used to know innately as a child. Because I feel like some of us are born with like the spiritual knowledge of our past. I know I always have. I just didn't understand how to like verbalize it, or if I even thought it was just my own imagination. You know, some things you think as a child, oh, well, that's not true. That's just me having, you know, silly little childish thoughts. But then you grow up and realize I was right this whole time, you know? Like for some of you, I get that feeling. You could be coming to terms with some spiritual or religious background that you may have as well. Let's go ahead and get one more card. I am going to read from the book to see what it has to say. We have
pidiendo calavera, which is essentially like trick-or-treating. This is when you go from house to house asking for, the little sugar skulls. And if you look at these little kids, they're so cute. They have their bags, they have their makeup on, the Day of the Dead makeup. And essentially you're just asking for candy, trick-or-treating. And I was talking about childhood. Maybe some of you are going back to certain aspects of your childhood and revisiting them to see how they are shaping you. I know when I do my letting go of certain blockages, of certain mentalities, I tend to look towards childhood and see where in that part of my life did I internalize something that was somebody else's in my efforts to understand the world and or to heal myself, depending on how you see it. But I'm gonna read for all of them, honestly. So for Copal, we have: inhale the earthy sweetness and let it lead you higher. Yeah. My beloved, developing our new relationship is about attuning to the subtle signs we give each other. Each time you take a breath and catch a whiff of my favorite perfume, tea, coffee, or favorite food, know that I feel you, hear your call, and instantly respond. This is messages coming to you from somebody else. I'm not sure who this person may be, but you will get a whiff of something that they may like to wear, or something they used to consume a lot. It's interesting because I don't know what I was doing in my house, but I literally smelled atole, which is, it's like this corn chocolatey beverage that we drink in Mexico. I was smelling it throughout the whole house. I don't like that. Like, I don't drink that. I don't like it. I don't make it. But I was smelling it so strongly throughout the whole house. I was like, who is this coming through? And that was just my ancestors coming through because, they love atole, and this was a few weeks ago. But that was my message from them, letting me know that, that it was time to start doing these readings, that it was time to really channel ancestral. I'm hearing ancestral baggage from some of you. It's like, look, we've had problems in the past as a family, is what they say. So it's time to resolve them and heal, because you're doing right by healing. There's other people in the family who aren't healing, but you are doing right. So I'm not sure who needed to hear that, but I feel like you're doing something. And for some of you, this could be somebody who is still alive and living, and you may not have spoken to in a while. You might start seeing signs of them. For one particular person that I know, I see a very specific color vehicle. Sometimes I hear it as well. That's letting me know that, well, one, it's them. And then two, they're a very visual person, so it makes sense that I would see this type of vehicle. For some of you, it could even be food. It could be a song. Maybe you keep hearing a specific song or songs by a specific artist, that you don't like, but somebody else does. So take it how it resonates. You are getting messages this month. For Cruz, we have resurrect your true purpose for living. Oh, I love that. You are realigning with your soul's purpose this month, pile 5. You are realigning, and it's going to feel so good, because I feel like some of you have fallen off track for a moment. Maybe you were grieving something. Maybe you were just going through a lot. Maybe your life was in shambles. Whatever the case may be, you're no longer staying attached to that story, because even though you had to for a moment to kind of reset yourself, you're no longer staying attached to your sob stories, even though they're there. Even though, they still make you who you are. It's like, okay, time to move on with my life. That's what I'm getting. And then for pidiendo calavera, which literally translates to asking for skulls, which, it's basically trick-or-treating. Attend to your inner child's need for sweetness. Yeah. Who was it that I was listening to earlier? They said something similar. But like I said, I always do this. Speak to your inner child. Speak to that version of yourself when you were younger that needed you the most, and tell them exactly what it is that you need to hear. Because for a lot of you, you're so close to those final steps of healing. It's like you're healing already. You're doing a great job. You've already done a lot of progress. But there are moments in time when like something will just hit you. Something will just hit you very strongly. And I feel this because I'm feeling a very strong wave of emotion. Some of you need to heal that inner child. You could be healing with multiple people, because there are like 3 people here. So maybe it's not just you, it could also be your friends. But you need to attune to the person, that small baby child that needs to hear the beautiful things that you were never told at that age when you needed to hear them. The confirmation you needed at that age, the validation, the love. At that age, we seek it because we need it, because we're so new to the world. We don't know if what we're doing is right or wrong. So
there's nothing wrong with children seeking, love. That's exactly what we were made to do. And it may be that very thing that you shame yourself for. It's like you ask for love now as an adult because maybe as a child you didn't know how, or you didn't receive it. And I just want to give you such a big hug, Pile 5. You deserve everything that you needed as a kid, and I'm sorry that if it wasn't given to you. But now, as a much older version of that, you can give it to yourself. Take some time to do that. Sometime this month, maybe today, whenever you listen, whenever you hear this, you need to. It's part of your transformation to attend to the needs that were never met in the past, in your past. All right, let's get more cards. We have Molasses, 26. To move forward, you must know where you are headed. And this will kind of help realign you with your purpose. Like I said, you are following your purpose this month. You are doing the things you were always meant to do. And whatever that is will be different for everybody. You will know who you are. You will know what it is because you've been in and out of it. We also have St. John's Wort and Marigold. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is not a Day of the Dead deck. This is the Maven deck from the Witch's Oracle. But marigolds are essentially a cousin of Cempasúchil, of, these Day of the Dead flowers. Against your will, there will not be. No entrance, no welcoming, be gone. You can't do anything that somebody tells you to do if you don't want to. Pile 5. Maybe we're talking about specific boundaries that you may have allowed people to overstep for the sake of being liked, for the sake of being adored, for some of you being pursued is what I'm hearing. Set those boundaries regardless. People who truly love you will come anyway. People who truly love you will respect those boundaries. People who truly want the best for you will also have respect, because there is no love without respect is what I'm hearing. Lots of beautiful flowers in this. We have marigolds and poppies. So maybe some of you, maybe you're a florist or you work with flowers, or maybe having these flowers around in your home could be very beneficial to you this time of year. Whether they're fake or real, these are fake because, I just want to have something that I can use every year. And I don't really like the idea of like decaying flowers in my house. I'll have it from time to time if I have a bouquet, but I'd rather they be alive. But let's go ahead and get more cards for you, my beautiful Pile 5. So we have okay, we got 3. Wow. So we got calcification. You're lighting a fire here. You're starting something. Because look at this little flame. You are lighting a fire here. And even though it's red, I'm hearing it's all systems go. You are starting something. We have chaos, which is the healing chaos. Because there's another deck I have. I think it's the Sacred Destiny that has a tornado and it's healing chaos. So that's what I'm seeing for some of you. And then we have the red and white rose. And I'm going to read from this one because I don't remember what this is, but the color red could be of importance to you, but red is not a bad color for you. For you, red is passion. So I know, like, for example, in the West and or the US, red is seen as like, the stop sign, or it's seen as like the red light. Here I'm seeing red as all systems go, like something initiated. Like when you turn on like an electronic device and it has a little red light. That's what I'm seeing, but it's something small. You've started something small. Also, poppies are commonly red. So something about orange, yellow, red. These are all the lower chakras as well. You are learning, or not learning. I feel like you already learned, but you are working with your lower chakras this month in order to gain some sort of stability that you were otherwise not given. And then we're going to get these cards. I'm only going to get one before I read about the red and white rose. We have duality. And look, she's even wearing red. Maybe wearing red is going to be important. Also, 36 came out twice. So some of you could be the age of 36. We also have 34, 26. The number 6. Some of you could be a life path 6. Many meanings and misunderstanding. I'm hearing clarity. I'm hearing that some of you, there may have been a misunderstanding between you and somebody else, or you and a certain situation. You are regaining clarity here. And this is because for a long time you thought something was your fault and it really wasn't, or you were blaming yourself for I'm hearing for the sins of your mother or father. No,
that might be the case. But I feel like for a long time you were blaming yourself for something that wasn't truly your fault. Because it's one thing to take accountability for the things that happen to us or that we allowed to happen to us. And it's another thing for entirely blaming yourself for something that other people should have really, like, the blame is not entirely yours. It's also somebody else's. And even though you can't make that person, apologize to you or do something in order to make this right, you can reframe this to allow you to see exactly just how much of a different person you are from this other individual or these other individuals, if that makes any sense. Like, it's great that you take accountability, but also don't be so hard on yourself, because it wasn't all your fault. And whatever this other person or people's journey with that particular situation may be, that's on them. Don't take responsibility for that. That's theirs. Do what you can for yourself and move on. And don't worry about anybody else. But I'm going to go ahead and read from the book for the red and white rose. So from the book, we have Vital Force, Arising, Awakening. In the laboratory, the merging of the red and white is an exquisite moment. It means something is coming to life before the alchemist's eyes. The pristine white of the rose is not threatened by the blood red pigment. Their mixing does not make pink. Rather, each color remains vibrantly itself, expressing its message. Like the rod of, I hope I pronounced this right, like the rod of Asclepius, representing health and vitality, the the red and white rose, appears to signify the awakening of the physical as a gateway to the spiritual. Without the body, spiritual teachings remain conceptual, not yet integrated into the everyday. This card encourages the alchemist to honor the body as a temple each and every day, observing it, listening to it, mining it for information and guidance. At its height, this card signifies a mastery, a uniting of the body to serve the soul's purpose, as seen in the like of dancers, athletes, and during the birth process. Ooh, I was just talking about this in something that I uploaded as a random little collective reading on my channel. If you're subscribed to me, I do post things where I just talk to the camera with some random messages that sometimes come through. I don't know why I do it. It's kind of sporadic, but I was literally just talking about this. Your body could become a vessel for how you express certain things. Like, spirit talks through your body. And I feel like I was talking about this in something else. I forget where I was saying this, but I remember saying it. So if you break out in rashes, that could be one way that your body is trying to tell you something. Or if maybe some of you feel things in your hands. Like, I know the itching of the palm has been said that it means that money will come to you. So something along those lines. But your body this month is going to be very sensitive to certain energies. And however your body reacts will let you know exactly what's going on. Whether it's with a person, an individual, a situation. For me, at least, from what I've seen, it really is with people. Specifically, certain partners that we may have, sometimes because of their whatever's going on with them, we will feel it in our own bodies. I used to know a person who, anytime she was with this guy, she would have certain ailments, certain health ailments, certain things would happen to her. And then I realized, because I did also we didn't know he was dating the both of us at the same time. But I also had those same things going on. Me and her didn't know each other. I had only reached out once I found out about that. But it was so interesting that we had the same things going on. I won't get into it because I don't want to reveal my health situation. But one of the things we shared in common was that we would both pass out at random times. And we were kind of like, well, I was like, she didn't really want to continue the conversation after a time. But at least I figured out that this person had some bad jujus, had some bad energy, bad, like, just absolutely cursed. And luckily I began my spiritual awakening shortly after that incident. Thank goodness I did. And now when I look back at it, well, one, I hope she's recovered from it. I hope she's no longer dealing with that, because I'm pretty sure he's still giving her all that negative energy. But it's interesting that we both had same ailments from this particular person. So for some of you, you could be dealing with something like that. It doesn't have to be, physical intimacy. It doesn't have to be dating. It could just be a friend that you hang out with a lot. But regardless, if this sounds like you, let's go ahead and move on to the tarot, because we are doing 3 sections. We are doing the general, the love, relationships, and then the career and finance. For my beautiful pile 5. So, for the general, we are using the Cozy Witch Tarot. And these are more general themes of November. For my beautiful pile 5, we have, okay, 2. We have the 6 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. There's something about 5 and 6 because this is pile 5 and you had the number 6 in the opening. So 5 of Swords, you can't be right all of the time. Oh, interesting. But also look at this cute Dalmatian dog. And then with the 6 of Swords, all aboard witch, it's time to write a new chapter. I wonder if there's been a falling out, or the 5 of Swords is like a disappointment, like it's a no-win situation. Like even if somebody wins, they don't really win. And because of this, you've had to move on from something. It could be a person, it could be a situation, but you're moving on from something because you can't win. Like it doesn't matter whether you... I'm seeing a situation where it doesn't matter if you do something or if you don't do something. You're not going to get... especially if this involves somebody else, you're just not going to convince them to get them to see your view or your point of view. So it's better to just move on. And do what you can for yourself because this person will not see it that way. We also have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, you being happy with yourself. Live in a constant state of gratitude. I love this. Also, maybe some of you have a dog because there's a lot of dogs in these cards so far. We have the World. Yeah, you did it. Now do something to celebrate a job well done. Yeah, you're done with a certain chapter. You are done with something here. Even though you've tried and tried again to get either somebody to see something a certain way or to be on board with you, to convince them. Like I see you trying to convince somebody of something and they don't want to hear it, or they're not ready to hear it, or whatever it is. I feel like you're just, okay, I'm done with this. Let me move on. For some of you, this could be like a separation between you and, if not a friend, I feel like it could be a romantic partner. I feel like for a lot of you, this will be like a time for you to separate. I'm not going to say a breakup, but I feel like some of you are dealing with a breakup this month. But one that's been like long awaited. Like people have seen this coming because there was a big thing going on. We also have the Cozy Witch, the Fool. This is starting over again. Take a chance, for each morning is a new beginning. I love seeing the World next to the Fool because these are literally the first, and this is the last and the first of the major arcana. You are literally starting a new chapter in November, pile 5. I feel like I can't express that enough. Because you've decided to leave behind something or someone who just... you couldn't convince them of something, you couldn't get them to see your point of view, or they refuse to see it. They're very stubborn, or they're very stuck in their ways. You're moving on, and you're going to be happy with yourself. And thank goodness. 10 of Wands. Why make things so much more difficult than they need to be? Exactly. It's like, why stay stuck in an energy of being difficult? Why bother with that? Like, you don't want to struggle. You don't. So you're moving on. And if this person wants to struggle, they can do so. But you're not going to be in that. So, yeah. And now on to love and relationships, which is going to be very interesting. Because I feel like this particular general reading so far has been about a relationship. It could also be a workspace situation, of course. Or even like a family situation. We have the King of Cups is, reverse. So somebody is being very emotionally immature. Somebody who should know better. Somebody who, and if they shouldn't know better, if for whatever reason this person is younger, it's still like they should have the emotional maturity by this time. Like there's like a certain level of emotional maturity somebody should reach at a certain age, you know? This person should have reached something by this time. If it's, this is, for whatever reason, I'm thinking of like a brother or a son, somebody like a younger male energy. So if we're talking about a teenager and they're still acting like a baby, yeah, they need to start acting like they're in their teens, because teenagers want to act like adults anyway. They have to start acting that way. But for some of you, if this was a romantic partner, again, if you've been with them long enough, they should have known how to act with you. It's like, you already know, you already have your standards within a relationship. You already know what is expected. They weren't meeting those particular standards, so you had to let them go, or goals, or whatever it was. It's like if you have to keep asking your partner every day to take out the trash and you've been together 3 years, I mean, something has to give. And it's like, it's something like that. But I feel like this was deeper than just taking out the trash. It was something else. Somebody should have known better. They should have been more emotionally mature about this, but instead they wanted to act some type of way about it. Yeah, they should have known better. Should have felt better, should have known better. Whoever this is, masculine energy, but in a negative way. Like, they were not, if it wasn't like a male counterpart, it could be an actual father for some of you. And for some of you, it could be a brother. Very strong male energy here. Or masculine, if you're a woman and you have, if this person is a woman and they have very strong masculine energy, I feel like same thing. They just should have known better. We have the Four of Cups, and you sat on this for a moment. You were debating this for a long time. And the fact that this person just doesn't seem to get it, that's why you had to leave it behind. We have the Star reverse, no hope. My gosh. Pile 5. I do see this being family for some of you, but here's the thing. New people come in, new people that show you just how beautiful and wonderful you are. And this always annoyed me whenever I see families say, oh, well, no one's going to love you more than your family. No one's going to accept you more than your family. Bullshit. Bullshit. Because there's some families out there whose entire existence sometimes feels like is to keep somebody down, or to stifle them, or to project certain baggage or whatever onto somebody else. And that's not fair. That is not love. Love isn't expecting something from somebody, and then if they don't meet those expectations, they treat them like crap. That is not love. Because I'm feeling that very strongly for like a familial situation, a family situation here. And sometimes strangers can give us that. Sometimes people that we weren't, bonded by blood, but they show you exactly the beautiful person you're meant to be. After all, our people's spouses were at one point a stranger, and then they became something more. So like, whoever it is that is telling you that you should listen to family above all else, they're in the wrong, because that's not always the case, unfortunately. And I know certain cultures, there's a lot of, being very loyal to your parents, to your mother, your father, etc. I think it depends, because these people should know better than to treat you like garbage and then still expect you to love them. That is such an unhealthy dynamic, and I don't know why I'm getting that so strongly here. If this doesn't resonate with you, if you still want to appease your family, by all means, you don't have to listen to this, but at the same time, make sure you respect yourself, because people who truly love you would expect you to respect yourself. I don't know, something about this energy. Because here you are trying to make bonds with somebody else, and your family's baggage, whether it's internalized or more on the external, it's getting in the way of this. Let's get one more card. I only meant to take 5, but you need another one. Yeah, something is off balance here. Back of the deck. The Hangman. You are changing perspectives. You are changing perspectives for your own sake, for your own health. For some of you, yeah, you're getting on with people who really just do get you. You're finding a new group of friends. If this isn't family, again, it could be friends that you've known for so long that you could never see yourself like parting with them. Like, I'm thinking of childhood friends. But if at some point you start, like, if your goals, your paths start parting ways, if they start becoming very different, it might be time to let go, because somebody here is expecting you to be very loyal to them, even though they are acting awful. Whoever this is, I don't like it. If it's a former partner, because I feel like some of you, you have to leave this person. If it's like a romantic partner, they expect you to act a certain way, and the thing is, no, you're not going to put up with that. If it's somebody here was expecting you to stay in this energy of like things being off balance, or you always giving or always giving in, or being small, but you're not meant to be small. You're meant to be the star. You're meant to blossom. In fact, look at this butterfly. Why is it upside down? Butterflies shouldn't be upside down. They're meant to fly. There's just something here about you shifting your perspective and finally waking up to the truth of the situation here. Oh, this got me so riled up. I'm sorry, pile 5. Like, I just see the injustice here, and I'm getting mad with you. Or for you, I should say. Let me shift the camera a little bit, because I want to be able to get the rest of it, because we're moving on to career and finance for the month of November. You're going to feel so much better after this, though. You really will, pile 5. So, career and finances. So, we're doing great in the workplace. You have a lot of energy. You seem to be able to get everything done. I wonder if there's like new stuff coming in at work that makes you really like motivated to get things done. It could also be, of course, maybe you just need the money, but I see great energy at work. Yeah, 8 of Wands. Work is going to go by pretty fast. It's going to be like you come in, you clock out, and you have the rest of your day. Maybe some of you have shorter work days as well. You have the 7 of Swords. Oh, someone gets caught doing something. And this has been true in like other piles as well, but in different ways. Somebody thought they could get away with something. Somebody who thought they were smart about it. You're going to see it and it's going to be great. Hopefully it's not you. And hopefully you're not involved in something that you're not supposed to be doing anyway, pile 5. Yeah, we have the 2 of Wands. The 9 of Cups. Look, work is actually being pretty great to you this month. I feel like it's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. You're doing your job. You're going to see some funny stuff happen because, like I said, someone gets caught in some BS that they were not supposed to be doing because they thought they could get away with it. And it's going to end up benefiting you. But the 4 of Cups, I do feel like you still will... I'm not... Like, there is a sense of fulfillment here, especially if you work in a place where you know you love your job, you know you love what you're doing. But some of you are going to wonder if there's something more than this, because you might love your job, but you may not like how it drains you of your energy or your time. Or if you don't like your job, you wonder if you could be spending your time in other ways and make more or better money that way. But regardless, the work situation, it's not a big deal. You will see some blips in the system. You will see certain people get caught doing something. I don't think you care that much, but it is going to be funny to hear about it. It might be the talk of the workplace for a while. Because for some of you, I feel like you're part-time people. Like you don't, whatever it is that you do for a living, you don't really do it full-time. But regardless, yeah, it's a pretty great month. I feel like you're dealing more with like family stuff this month or relationship stuff. The people around you, we are dealing with that this month for you, pile 5. I almost called you pile 4. If you're coming from pile 4, I feel like certain things might resonate with that pile. I don't remember. When I channel, I forget a lot. Like, channeling is so interesting because I literally let the divine force speak through me, and sometimes I'm not there, which I know seems scary, but it's not, because I go back and rewatch some of these videos and I'm like, oh wow, that was really, I know that whatever I said I would have never have thought of on my own without divine intervention. So interesting stuff. But let's go ahead and move on to your closing advice. Some angel cards for you, pile 5. Okay, you get 2 because you're special. We have Star. Ooh, something about the stars is important here because we also had the star come out in the tarot. Believe in yourself. You are a wonder of creation. Wash away all fear and discover you are a shining star. Allow all around you to just be. Let go of trying to control life, for the light of your soul will guide you always towards love. Remember, stars are born through explosions of love. Love illuminates all things. Never forget you are truly a shining star. I love this. It's like you're really unbothered by certain things, or you're choosing to be unbothered by a lot of the crap around you. We also have intuition. Trust your intuition and know that what seems logical may not necessarily be right. The answer to your question lies inside your heart. Endless possibilities exist for you. Stop trying to work it all out and feel your way through. We, your angels, will guide you. Trust your feelings. What feels right is right. Your intuition is guiding you to some very interesting situations. And there's a reason for that, pile 5. But I feel like you won't really feel this until the end of the month and into December. Because, crazy thing, I've had Taylor Swift's December stuck in my head for like most of today and some part of yesterday. Something is going to come back around in December. I think someone might come back around in December and you're going to have to deal with them then. But regardless, that's not for you to worry about now. This is just your intuition kind of prepping you for that. Let's get your runes. For pile 5. Okay, you get 3. We have a disruption with Esau here. But we also have, is this Anzus? No. I will look at that. Yeah, so there's going to be some sort of disruption toward the end of November. I'm not seeing it as bad or good. It's just there's a disruption. There is a halt. There is a stop to something. If you have left somebody behind, this could be the case why. Like you may have forgotten that they are in charge of something. Like maybe there was a certain bill in their name, or maybe they owned something, or they could just be getting in the way of you trying to do something else. But this is Laguz healing. Yeah, I feel like you might take time out to heal. You're going to take time out to heal towards the end of this month over a particular situation. This could be like you deciding to take an extended period of time off. Or it could be like I'm seeing a disruption, if not in the workplace, then in some other aspect of your life where you're going to have more time to heal. So you're going to take advantage of that. And this is good. I feel like, for example, if you get snowed in the house and you can't go to work, you're going to take that time to work on yourself. That's what I'm seeing. Let's get my handmade oracle. Because so far November is really great. Aside from the fact that you're trying to move on without any baggage, you're doing pretty great. But then something hits you towards the end of the month or towards the end of the year. All right, these 3 cards. The first one, you'll be given love, you'll be taken care of, which is Bjork's All is Full of Love. I want to say she's a November Scorpio. I want to say her birthday's in November, so that's very appropriate. I love her. She's like a very Scorpio driven person. But yes, you will be given love and you'll be taken care of. You will be just fine. We have, you taught me a lot. I'm very grateful. There's somebody here who's taught you a lot, or maybe you taught somebody a lot, and regardless of how that connection or situation went, you're very grateful. We also have growth is important right now. Yeah. You've gone through an immense amount of growth, and I feel like you're still going through it. I feel like a lot of people, we're always growing. We can't stop that. But you're really taking in a lot of these lessons, messages, and you're taking them to heart. And let's get your forest friend's animal. What do we have for my pile 5? What forest friend wants to... Oh, okay, there we go. This is a badger. Wise old badger, purpose, be determined. As long as you stay true to your goals, you can overcome any obstacles. Yeah, you're going to have obstacles, but you're going to overcome them to the point where they don't even feel like, they won't feel like obstacles. They're going to feel like, a little exercise in life. But this is where I leave you, pile 5. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.